The author also wishes to acknowledge people whose friendship, love, and inspiration have helped along the way. Firstly, to all Hamm family members, including Edward H. Hamm, Jr., executive producer of the film The Box starring Cameron Diaz. Also, to Doug Green, author of the poignant book No Wife, No Kids, No Plan, a must-read for anyone downsized from Wall Street in the Zeros. And, to Reverend Daniel DeGuglielmo, producer and interviewer at Cambridge Community Television, CCTV, and creator of the Treaty of Respect for Native Americans. My hat's off to you, Danny, for your hard work in honor of indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere. Also, to my entertainment lawyers Elaine M. Rogers, ESQ of Meister, Seelig and Fien, LLP, and Mark A. Fisher, ESQ of Duane Morris, LLP. And to Albertine Anderson, Deputy Director of Special Events, Government, and Community Relations of the New York City Transit Authority, who FIRST exposed me to screenplays, and to New York City Detective Ken Biff Biffarelli, the greatest non-acting actor ever. Also, to Dr. Brian Taggart, screenwriting professor at UCLA Extension and screenwriter of Adam 12 and Emergency, and V Fame, my FIRST screenwriting professor, for his belief in me, and to Dr. Susan Steinberg, Ph.D., my Harvard screenwriting professor under whose direction this screenplay was completed. As well, to Tom Jenks, Senior Acquisitions Editor for Scribner Publications and Professor of English at UC Davis and editor of the Narrative Literary Magazine, my literary editor. Many thanks, Tom, for taking me on as a client and believing in me all these years. And to 3 authors, Mrs. Ann Seymour, and the Jerry Kamstra/David Jew team, authors of the soon-to-be-published book The Golden Serpent, about the 1978 Golden Dragon/Triad Gang massacre in San Francisco's Chinatown. Can't wait to read it, boys. Finally, to special friends along the way, Duke University's Joel Fleischman and Professor Ole Holste, the LSE's Dr. Michael Hodges, harmonica Tom Boland of the rock and roll band The Ethnics, Marine Corps Marine Perry the Hobo Lickman, Daryl Leland Sanderson, Daniel Senecal, Emily Griffey N., Todd Kevin Smith, Tomasz Tomasido Regalado, Jimmy Zanz, Alan Dabrowski of Shane Toothpaste of Chicago, Paul Berry of Harvard Square's Grafton Street, Dr. Jeffrey Gilbert, Dr. Robert Ananow, Charles Flynn, and Jonathan J. Giordano. Also, to the following Harvard Square musicians, the Little Strummer Boy Kevin So Mary Lou Lord, and Danielle Miraglia. Lastly, to 2 prominent Nostradamus scholars, John Hogue, who named Nostradamus Third AntiChrist Baal Hammon with an anagram of Mabus, and to Oxford University Nostradamus scholar Erica Cheetham. 1. A Visitor in Time. Finally, to Winona, whose role as Blanca Triba in The House of the Spirits was the inspiration for the screenplay's character Gabriela Torres de la Dalton, to Ben, whose role in Good Will Hunting as Chucky was the inspiration for the character Sam I Hamm, and to Robin, whose role as Sean in Good Will Hunting was the inspiration for Einstein herein. 2. Sam I Hamm. This book is dedicated to the Einstein family, and to science and science fiction lovers around the world. 3. Sam I Hamm. Fade in. Int. Sam I Hamm's bedroom, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998, night. Sam I Hamm sits alone at the desk in his sizable room. On the bedroom walls are Edward Hopper and Norman Rockwell posters, as well as Hiroshige and Hokusai Japanese woodblock print posters. In front of him is a binder file LED with sheets of paper. He turns each page slowly, then takes off his glasses and rubs his eyes. Gabriela Torres de la Dalton peers into the room's doorway, then walks in and puts her arms around his shoulders and kisses him superficially on the cheek. Gabriela. How goes things, my little Antichrist? Sam. Not so good. Beat, gesturing to binder. John Hogue in his book Nostradamus. The New Revelations names the Antichrist Baal Hammon. Gabriella. 48 Defy Net Quatrains. Sam. That's right. And I'm stuck. Int. Oval Office, White House, Washington, D.C., 1998, Day. President Clinton sits behind his desk with Secretary of State Harvey Kimmon on the other side. On the speakerphone is the voice of Anthony Robbins. 5. A visitor in time. Clinton. Can't believe it. We've done everything for Sam I Hamm. I've had speeches at San Francisco's Crissy Field because he lived in the Marina District, my daughter's attending Stanford. Because San Francisco was supposed to be the epicenter of the year 2000. We bugged his phone, computer and his VW microbus. All to no avail. Now he's at the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard. Tell me, Tony, what on earth do we do now? Robbins, VO. Sam needs a mentor. Needs someone who can help him write a book. You need someone in the literary world or entertainment industry to work with him. Clinton. Harvey, any ideas? Kimmon. Woody Allen and Tom Wolfe are obvious choices. Both are unquestionably accomplished. However, each is excruciatingly busy, and likely will not help even if Hamm is Nostradamus Third AntiChrist. Helping him would be an act of charity, and they want to make money on their own products. 6. Sam I Hamm. Clinton. Tony, how fast can a book be written? Robbins, VO. I wrote Awaken the Giant within a month. Had to. One of my business partners ran off to Rio with $800,000 when my net worth was only $1.2 million. If I hadn't written that book in a month, I'd otherwise have had to declare bankruptcy. Look, what Sam needs is someone who's smart, who has time on his or her hands. Clinton. Harvey, who fights that profi le. Kimmon looks down at his lap, thinking for a long beat, and then looks up. Kimmon. Between you and me, Mr. President, I am on Majestic 12, the body responsible for overseeing the UFO phenomenon from 1973 to 1980. 3. There was a time travel experiment conducted by John von Neumann of the Manhattan Project and Al Bielek, Harvard, 1936, who joined forces with U.F.O.S. to time travel. The CIA oversaw the project, which was named Phase 3 of the Phoenix Project. It continues to run today as Phase 4. 7. A visitor in time. Clinton. What are you getting at? Kimmon. Albert Einstein fights the profi le of the type of person required to help Hamm. All he did all day at the Institute for Advanced Study at Princeton was think. His was just about the greatest mind this world has ever known. Clinton. So you're saying we use Phase 4 of the Phoenix Project to go get Einstein, huh? Kimmon. Precisely, Mr. President. Bring him forward in time from a year just after World War II, at a time when he was becoming a prominent humanitarian, to today. Hamm and he could compare life on Earth after World War II to today, around the turn of the millennium. Einstein wrote a great many books, and spent his entire life engaged in thought. Robbins, VO. Who better than that? Besides, With the times being so politically correct and tranquil, he's going to need someone like that to inspire thought. Clinton. Then Einstein it is. We'll call this, Project Free Love. 8. Sam I Hamm. Named after FBI Director Louis Free Kimmon. Hoover back in the 40s can't hear a word of this. He will attempt to have Einstein deported. Should he find out what is being done? We'll wonder what the near 21st century needs with a communist. Clinton. Agreed. We'll have a book yet. Int. Einstein's office, Institute for Advanced Study, Princeton University, Princeton, New Jersey, 1948, day. Einstein is hunched over his desk poring over papers, using a pencil to make corrections and add to equations. There's a knock on the door. Einstein. Enter. Carl Baxter, a white male Central Intelligence Agency agent in his mid-50s, enters. Baxter. Professor Einstein, I'm Agent Carl. Baxter, Central Intelligence Agency. Einstein peers over at him a beat. What does the federal government want now? Is this one of Hoover's boys here to harass him? 9. A visitor in time. Baxter, conted. I don't quite know how to explain this, but you're needed in the year 1998. We need you to help Nostradamus Third AntiChrist write a novel. We want him to be famous by the year 2000, and I have orders from President Truman and the President in the year 1998 to request your help. Einstein. To whom would I be helping? Baxter. He's one Samuel I Hamm. He's now a graduate student at Harvard. Einstein. A German. Beat. Let Hitler help him, wherever he is in South America. Beat. That is where Hitler is, no, hiding out with Bormann, Kammler and Mueller with his plaything Eva Braun. Baxter smiles. Baxter. You know I can't tell you that. Einstein. Why do you require an aged Jew to help a young German? Cannot. 10. Sam I Hamm. Harvard or Yale assist in this affair. Baxter. Times are really quiet in the 1990s. And he needs something to write about. Beat. Look, we could really use your help. Please, I'll take you to your house, and you can pack for a stay in Boston in the year 1998. Long silence. Einstein. I shall accept on several conditions. I require knowing that the atomic bomb has not been employed since the war. I seek to learn of culture and relations between different peoples around the world at the turn of the millennium, and I demand assurance that the student is not a National Socialist. Baxter. Agreed. The future awaits you, Mr. Einstein. Gesturing to door. Come, let's go. Ext. House, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998, day. A black Ford sedan pulls up in front of a typical clapboard Cambridge house near Harvard Square. Einstein and Baxter exit the vehicle. Baxter pops open the trunk and retrieves a modern suitcase, obviously his, and a ratty one, obviously Einstein's, from within. They approach the front door and 11. A visitor in time. Baxter rings the bell. After a beat, Lei Xiang opens the door. Lei. Yes. Baxter. You're Lei Xiang, one of Sam Hamm's housemates, right? Lei. That I am. You must be from the federal government, and this I presume is Mr. Einstein. Samuel has been anticipating your arrival. As have we all. Please, enter. Int. Hallway, House, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Day. Lay. Yes, Samuel very much does require your assistance, you know. He has told us all about his having defined 48 Nostradamus quatrains that describe his being the third Antichrist. Baxter. Washington is on the case. Int. Living room, House, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Day. The interior is decorated with stuff you'd expect to find by graduate students from around the world. Renoir and Delacroix art posters, a jade Buddha, and a poster of Steve Biko, a black South African civil rights leader. Baxter stands giving orders as Lay, Sam, Gabriella, Jonas look smart, and 12. Sam I Hamm. Eamon Kilmurray sit on a sofa and chairs taking in this amazing event, meeting the Albert Einstein in the flesh. Baxter. Okay, it's gonna go like this. Folks. You all are to each keep a journal, and each of you will take Einstein out for a day. Use a dictaphone to record your experiences with him. Sam. Sam. Yeah. Baxter. I'll sleep on the sofa here, and Einstein will share your bed with you. Sam. Einstein's a fag. Baxter. Look, make like you're in the army. He needs a place to crash, and you got a king-sized bed. Beat. All of you, compare cultural differences between the year 1948, which Einstein hears come from, and today. Einstein will have a great many questions for you all. You all in turn will have questions for him. Record everything in your journals and on your dictaphones. I am to accompany Einstein at all times to protect this national security resource. He takes a 13. A visitor in time. Dump, I wipe his ass. That's how it goes. Nothing can happen to him. Gabriella. So, Sam, you ready to finally be rich and famous? Sam. Hell, fame is this Antichrist's middle name. Know how much money you can make writing a bestseller. And with Einstein helping. EXT. Massachusetts Avenue, Harvard Square, Cambridge, Ma, 1998, day. It's a typical February day with snow on the ground. Einstein, Carl, and Sam are dressed appropriately in winter apparel. There is tension in the air as the three stride down the block: an aged Jew, a young German, and a federal agent. A black Jeep with oversized speakers in its back seats drives by blaring the song FK the Police by Niggas with Attitude. Einstein peers at the passing vehicle. Einstein. This is music? A song about shooting police? Sam. Freedom of speech, Mr. Einstein. Einstein. Is it possible to obtain a pipe and some tobacco? I really should not smoke, but I do so enjoy it. 14. Sam I Hamm. Sam. I can get you those at Levitt and Pierce up ahead. Then we'll hit the out-of-town newsstand and the Coop. Then I'll walk you around Harvard Yard, and we'll take the bus to MIT. I'd drive you there, but there's no parking. Einstein. What is this MIT? Sam. Oh, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Einstein. Of course. Int. Out-of-town newsstand, Harvard Square, Cambridge, Ma, 1998, day. Einstein is poking around a newsstand, picking up the New York Times and Time magazine, thumbing through the pages. After a beat, Sam goes over to Playboy magazine, yanks it off the shelf, and returns. He opens it up to the centerfold. Sam. Hey Einstein, check out that gash. Einstein. The blonde-haired, blue-eyed female. Humph. Sam. I was only kidding. Hell, if this doesn't rock your boat, there's Always Out magazine. 15. A visitor in time. Einstein. I have just come from the year 1948, and World War II is fresh on my mind. I care not a whit for Aryan fetishes. Sam replaces the magazine on the rack and returns. Einstein, conted. Please, tell me about modern culture. Sam. Well, technological advances have exploded since 1980. Here. Reaching to shelf. This is Airliner magazine. Sam opens it and flips through the pages. Sam, conted. See, there's a Boeing 747 from Japan Airlines. Einstein. Japan is now on friendly terms with America. Sam. Oh yeah, and it's become quite economically prosperous, as has Germany. Beat. And that's a British Airways Concorde, a supersonic jet faster than the speed of sound. And more page flipping. 16. Sam I Hamm. And that's an Airbus A380. It's a proposed fully double-decker jet to be designed sometime in the early part of the next millennium. Einstein takes the magazine from Sam and thumbs through it. Einstein. Fascinating, though I much prefer UFO spacecraft. I am deemed quite intelligent, but in truth it is because I communicate with God. And U.F.O.S through telepathy, you must know. Sam. You mean you didn't think of all that stuff, on your own? Einstein. Can a fool really be as smart as I am alleged to be without external assistance? It is like the hand that raises Alice in through the looking glass to facilitate her efforts. Sure, Alice would have eventually made it up on her own. But assistance from wiser external sources certainly aids things immeasurably, now, does it not? Sam. Hey, one moment. Sam looks frantically around the newsstand. He approaches UFO magazine, grabs it off a shelf, and returns. 17. A visitor in time. Sam, conted. Look here. Here's UFO magazine. This describes some of the UFO stuff you're talking about. Einstein. Does your civilization communicate regularly with U.F.O.S yet? Sam. Our government does, at a place called Area 51 in the Nevada desert. But no, most people around the world are oblivious to the real truth about what goes on with the UFO phenomenon because it's classified by people like Agent Baxter here. Baxter grins. Einstein. One day soon I trust you shall have societal-wide contact with UFOs. But all in good time. Sam. Well, we are doing well nowadays, I suppose. The stock market's going through the roof, and we have peace around the world. But society is so sterile today. There's no really good music anymore on the radio, and the movies are god awful. So there's been nothing for me to write about. No source of inspiration. Guess that's why you're here, huh? 18. Sam I Hamm. Einstein. Precisely. Beat. Tell me, what do you intend to do? As the Antichrist? Sam. Well, I stop frivolous lawsuits from resulting in excessive damages awarded. And I, prevent overpopulation and subsequent environmental degradation. Einstein. The Roman Catholic Church and Negroes are responsible for this. No. Sam. Yeah. Caucasians and Africans and Hispanics who believe the Pope when he says every sperm and every egg is sacred. Einstein. I see. Int. The Coop, Harvard Square, Cambridge, Ma. 1998, Day. Einstein, Baxter, and Sam are standing near the art and architecture section of the bookshelves. Einstein. If every sperm and every egg were sacred, humanity would have long ago ruined the planet by the age of our founding fathers. 19. A visitor in time. Sam. The chairman of the board. Fake yawn. Professor Hodges in my class. Geopolitics and business in the coming millennium calls MR. Founding parents. God is that guy. Politically correct. Einstein. Politically correct? Sam. That's a term that means you shouldn't say what you want, but rather you should say what is polite and sensitive, or else you get sued in a frivolous lawsuit. Einstein. What exactly is a frivolous lawsuit? Sam. It means you have to pay hefty fees in damages for silly reasons. This has forced society to become a kinder, gentler one, as President Bush said. Einstein. Let us purchase some art and architecture books. Then we will obtain some modern literature. Sam. Well, there's a problem. All the modern literature's lousy, save Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist and 20. Sam I Hamm. Doug Coupland's Generation X. We'll get those two books, though. Coupland is the writer who gave my generation its name, just like your generation is called the silent generation. Int. Living room, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma. 1998. Night. Einstein, Baxter, Sam, Gabriella, Jonas, Lay, and Eamon are there with a mountainous pile of books and videos on the living room floor. Baxter. Okay, Mr. Einstein, you're going to read these books and watch these videos? We got the good stuff. Everything from the documentary Eyes on the Prize about the civil rights movement to modern movies. From the 50s through today to literature, art, and architecture. It's all here. I'm going to record on my dictaphone any questions or comments you have. Sam. Rising. I'm off to do my homework. Baxter. Tomorrow, Lay, you'll take Einstein and me to Boston's Chinatown. The day after, Jonas, you, Einstein. Sam and me will take Sam's microbus to Roxbury. The day after, Gabriella, it's your turn. Then. 21. A visitor in time. Eamon, it's you. You'll be with Einstein and me in Southie. Eamon. Southie. Baxter. South Boston. Gabriella. There's a Portuguese restaurant called the Midwest Grill in Cambridge I could take Einstein to for dinner. Baxter. Wonderful. Gabriella. Also, I guess I could take him to the financial district and the back bay. I need to do some shopping on Newbury Street anyway, so that will give Einstein a chance to see the finer things in today's world. Einstein groans. Dissolve to EXT. Tyler Street, Chinatown, Boston, Ma, 1998, Day. Street performer Kevin So strums his guitar and sings. Average Asian American as Einstein, Baxter, and Lay slowly meander down the street. Einstein. Tell me now, what was it like being raised in Peking? 22. Sam I Hamm. Lay. Today it is referred to as Beijing. I was born in 1967, and in my youth experienced the Cultural Revolution. This occurred from 1965 EE to 1976. It was a decade of rampant communism in which the government was attempting to stamp out capitalist roaders. Einstein. The result. Lay. Everything that resembled a middle class lifestyle or above was squashed. Priceless artworks were destroyed. Children were instructed to report their parents to government offi jails if they did not succumb to Maoism. The ruler of China at the time was Chairman Mao, as taught in Mao's little book of quotes. The Red Guard was created of youth and students to transform every aspect of a capitalist society into a communist one with grave consequences, including imprisonment for those who did not conform. I should show you the book Life and Death in Shanghai. Einstein. What of your parents? 23. A visitor in time. Flashback, Hutong, Beijing, China, 1974, night. A hutong in Beijing. Simple building, with Lay's family simply dressed and no excessive wealth. But, it's the home of a professor, Lay's mother, who has artworks and books on bookshelves. The Red Guards storm in, searching Lay's family's hutong thoroughly, then take Lay's mother away for questioning. Lay, VO. We were all at the dinner table when the Red Guard came. They searched our entire hutong and took away my mother's art and books. As a professor at Beijing University, she was arrested and interrogated for about a week. My family and I thought we would never see her again. Back to scene. Einstein. And what of China today? Lay. Today China is a combination of memories and modern Hong Kong, which resembles New York City's skyline, is capitalist. It reverted to Chinese government control last year, so it is no longer under Westminster's leadership. The special economic zones in China, in Shenzhen, Shantou, Zhuhai, and Xiamen are experimental capitalist regions to see if China can have capitalist tendencies. 24. Sam I Hamm. While still retaining a communist government. Einstein. And these changes have taken place since 1976? Lay. Actually, since about 1989. The changes, they are so rapid. And what is happening? The people don't even know, for they are left in the dark. Unless they are in the business or university environment. Baxter. Hey, this restaurant, China Pearl, looks pretty good. Come on, let's grab a bite to eat. Int. Living room, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Night. Baxter. We had a real good day, Einstein. Lay and me. We saw Chinatown, and Lay gave Einstein a rundown on China in Mao's time and today. Lay, get the book Life and Death in Shanghai and a book on modern China. From the K-School Library for Einstein here. Jonas, Sam. Jonas/Sam. Yes. 25. A visitor in time. Baxter. You two re-up at bat. Tomorrow, we see Roxbury. Wanna show Einstein. Post-Rodney King riots black urban culture. Dissolve to int. Sam I Hamm's VW. Microbus, Dudley Street, Roxbury, Boston, Ma, 1998, day. Sam's 1977 VW microbus is painted maroon, cream and white, the colors of San Francisco Municipal Railway diesel buses in the early 1970s. Sam is driving and Einstein's in the front passenger seat. The Neville Brothers song Sister Rosa is on the reconfigured C.D playing dashboard radio. The neighborhood's gentrifying, slowly but surely. Graffiti covers building walls, and trash is in the gutters. Black males mill about on the sidewalks here at high noon, but it's not half as bad as the early 1980s. Jonas. Mr. Einstein, what you are looking at is hope. You see, these are Africans in America, the land of opportunity. The real problem is that they were invisible up until the Rodney King riots. Einstein. Rodney King riots? Jonas. A black motorist was beaten horrifically by 4 Los Angeles police officers. This was filmed on video camera by a civilian and sent to the evening news. A Caucasian jury in Lily Whitesami Valley, California found the police 26. Sam I Hamm innocent. The result was riots nationwide in protest of police brutality. Sam. But it was more than that. What they were really protesting is Ralph Ellison's invisibility. Ellison wrote The Invisible Man. In it he said that blacks are invisible, for whites do not see them nor recognize their culture, and do not view them as equals. Einstein. I have never read his works. Sam. Yeah, and, well, blacks were rioting in cities nationwide in 1992 for similar reasons. It wasn't just about police brutality. It was really about the oasis on the horizon syndrome. Einstein. What precisely is that? Sam. In every inner-city environment where predominantly blacks live, you can see downtown on the horizon. Downtown is where the money is, where the power is, where the whites work. Whether it's what's in Los Angeles or Chicago's South Side, or even here in Roxbury, in the distance looms downtown skyline. 27. A visitor in time. Jonas. And for African Americans, that seems a million miles away. All African Americans know is dilapidated housing projects, crack cocaine vials in the gutter. Baxter. That's a highly addictive form of cocaine that's smoked and can kill you, Mr. Einstein. All you want is rock when you've got that monkey on your back. Einstein. Rock. Baxter. It's sold illegally in white cubes, the size of a small rock, hence its nickname. Jonas. Yes, and spent bullet shells on the sidewalk from drive-by shootings. Einstein. The police shoot people? Baxter. No, rival gangs do in gangland. Style warfare. Sort of a modern Al Capone type warfare between rival Black and Hispanic gangs. Jonas. And the graffiti everywhere with gang tags on buildings and buses. 28. Sam I Hamm. Baxter. A tag is like a person's code name. Written with spray paint or felt tip pens. Jonas. African American urban America was a wasteland in the early 1990s, and the Rodney King riots were the result of a cry of despair. Baxter. We've got to get the movies, Colors and Boys in the Hood for Einstein to see. Jonas. Precisely. So that was Black America in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Today, there is a new breeze blowing in urban America. There are a great many problems still. However, times are changing for the better. The emphasis now is on education, reaching children early on from troubled families, cleaning off the graffiti, drug awareness education, planned pregnancies and urban renewal. Einstein. What is it like being a Negro from South Africa? Jonas. Well, I am from the Alexandra Township north of Joburg. 29. A visitor in time. Baxter. That's Johannesburg in slang. Jonas. We recently ended apartheid in South Africa, and elected Nelson Mandela, an African National Congress Party member, to the presidency. Sam. He had been imprisoned on Robben Island off South Africa's coast for, what, over 30 years. Today he's South Africa's first black president. Jonas. Yes. Well, today in South Africa, we don't have the gangland violence of America, but it remains an economically divided country along racial lines. Today we have equality where blacks and whites look upon each other as equals. This is something that does not yet exist in America. Einstein. What is the condition between Negroes and whites today in America? Jonas. Blacks are seen as inferior and undereducated in America, with black ghettos in the urban core and lily white suburbs in cities' outer perimeters. 30. Sam I Hamm. Einstein. And in South Africa? Jonas. It is largely the same. Blacks live in townships, like Soweto or Alexandra, and whites live in leafy suburbs with high gates to protect their property and lives from blacks. Baxter. It's the same in Rio de Janeiro, with the favelas on the hills and wealthy properties along the beachfront. Gabriella will tell you all about that tomorrow. Jonas. Black this, white that. This will end with education for blacks. And with inferior public schools being taught by incompetent teachers. Baxter. It'll also end when the damn kids stop bringing guns and drugs to school and terrorizing all the good teachers away. Sam. Like in the book The Blackboard Jungle. 31. A visitor in time. Int. Living room, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Night. Everyone's back in the living room. The students hold their notepads and dictaphones. Baxter. Okay, Gabriella, tomorrow it's your turn. Einstein. There's a Portuguese neighborhood in Cambridge, but it's predominantly just shops and restaurants. So it makes more sense for Gabriella here to show you downtown and the back bay. So, you two have a real nice meal at the, what's it called? Gabriella. Midwest Grill. Baxter. Yeah, for dinner. Boston and that. Einstein. I do not require seeing buildings of capitalism and stores. Gabriella. What else am I supposed to show you? Baxter. Half pleading. Einstein, just do it. Gabriella. Take notes, and remember your dictaphone. Einstein, you have a homework assignment tonight. Watch the film The House of the Spirits. Dissolve to 32. Sam I Hamm. EXT. Congress Street, Financial District, Boston, Ma, 1998. Day. Einstein looks bored. Gabriella is babbling ad lib about the stock market and how much money people are making. This is where the big bucks are made, the financial district. Suits and skirts walk briskly past, jabbering maniacally into cell phones on the sidewalk. Money, money, money. Einstein. I have a better idea. Are there any museums of World War II in the area? Gabriella. Well, there's the Holocaust Memorial near Faneuil Hall. Einstein. Let us visit that. Gabriella hails a taxi and Einstein, Baxter, and she pile in. EXT. Holocaust Memorial, Faneuil Hall, Boston, Ma, 1998. Day. Gabriella smokes a butt, looking bored, as Einstein gazes at the memorial in solemn earnestness. He rubs a finger along the glass and peers at the numbers of the Holocaust victims. Einstein. REFL active. This is what my people lived through. Gabriella stomps out her ciggy on the sidewalk and, on second thought, picks up the butt, realizing she has to show 33. A visitor in time. Respect. She looks around for what to do with it, and finally locates a nearby trash can and returns. Gabriella. Superficially. It was very sad indeed. A great many Jews died. Einstein. Solemnly. Yes. Gabriella. But people have died all over the world. 50 million died under Stalin, 30 million died under Mao Zedong in China. Then there was recently a genocide in Kosovo in which millions perished. So yes, it's sad, but people around the world have died and will continue to die because of war. So it's not just the Jews. And further, people are starving to death in Africa and Central and South America today. Einstein. 'Tis a pity. However, it is not just that Jews died in the Holocaust. It is how they died. Starved to death in concentration camps. Medical experiments conducted on them by Joseph Mengele. In the name of accelerating human evolution and creating a master race. Told to swim across lakes in the bitter cold at gunpoint until they drowned. Mankind never knew worse than the National Socialists. 34. Sam I Hamm. Gabriella. More somber now. You're right, it hasn't. Einstein. And now your German boyfriend is Nostradamus Third AntiChrist. I was briefed on his file by the Central Intelligence Agency. He has serious growth to undergo if he is ever to work toward ending overpopulation and leading a movement to preserve the environment. Gabriella. All he ever seems to care about is money and fame. These things he'll have, of course, when he writes books and maybe even movies. Einstein. Imagine how rich I could have been. Making money on all my ideas. Gabriella. Why didn't you? Einstein. Can you imagine a Gandhi with the money bags of a Carnegie? Gabriella. Carnegie gave all his money away at his life's end. And, this is what Bono of the band U2, Warren Buffett, the world's richest man. Under her breath. God, is that man rich? 35. A visitor in time. Back to normal. And Bill Gates of the computer technology company Microsoft are doing all to help the people of Africa. Einstein. Does your family do this? Gabriella. Honestly, no. My father's actually quite greedy. We used to be part of locators in El Salvador. We had to flee to Rio de Janeiro in 1977 when civil war broke out. Flashback, int. Torres de la Dalton Residence, Colonia Escalon, San Salvador, El Salvador, 1977, night. This is an elegant mansion in an elite San Salvadorian neighborhood worthy of a locator's family. Very Central American and Spanish in architecture and appointments. Gabriella, conted/v.o. I remember doing my homework in the living room with my uncle. My parents were upstairs. El Grupo student militants come crashing through the gate of the outside wall surrounding the compound in a heavy-duty truck. They shoot the lock off the front door with a rifle and come bursting into the mansion. Gabriella's uncle Raul shoves her under a table with a tablecloth over it. Moments later the militants shoot him, then go running up the main staircase yelling "Ad lib." Gabriella's father and mother come dashing down the back staircase leading to the kitchen in their bathrobes. Gabriella hears them and screams. Her 36. Sam I Hamm. Father pushes over the table, grabs her, and they all race outside to the family's Mercedes. Gabriella, conted/v.o. Conted. We made it to a military base, and from there it was decided it was too unsafe to remain in El Salvador. The rest of our family friends moved to Miami. We wound up in Rio because my father owned coffee fincas and forest land that could be harvested into lumber. Back to scene. Einstein. You have great wealth. I don't know if I should feel sorry for you. Gabriella. Fl Atlee. Jews have great wealth and place an emphasis on education. One might say, sad as the Holocaust was, one can't feel sorry for modern-day Jews. Einstein. We place great emphasis on education because should we ever lose our money, our houses, our homeland, we can always rebuild. With no education, there is no future for our people. Gabriella. Laughing. 37. A visitor in time. Well, without coffee and rainforests, I guess there's no future for my family. Einstein. You personally have Sam. Gabriella. Yes. Well, he's nice. Sort of. Nerdy, but nice. My father wants me to marry him. Says I'll live like a queen if I do. Sam's family is very rich, you know. Beat. So, if we marry I'll live well, and he'll have plenty more money from selling books and screenplays about being a Nostradamus prediction and all. The masses will eat that stuff right up. Einstein. His life cannot be about making money. He must serve humanity. He must become like Gandhi, or this Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. who comes along in the 1950s. Gabriella, who came along, beat, and they were both assassinated. Is that what you want for Sam? Besides, if he writes books and screenplays, he can reach people. And he'd have the money to pay for security, so he'd never be assassinated. Look, I watched L. 38. Sam I Hamm. Grupo militants shoot my uncle. Raoul. Einstein. The sacrifice of one life, if need be, is worth the longevity of humanity. Beat. Sam must grow, and become. I've seen his file. What he is not what he becomes. Gabriella. Well, why don't you simply tell him what to become? That way he can do it. Einstein. It must come from within, not from without. From the heart, not another's mind. He knows he must serve humanity. But all he seems to care for is fame and making money. Gabriella. Well, that's all most people in Generation X care about. We were all raised during the Reagan Revolution. Youth for Reaganites, we were called. Either you had it or you didn't, and if you weren't born with it, you better get it somehow. Lie, cheat, steal, win the lottery, marry into it, or work hard for it. Beat. Look, I grew up in El Salvador, and now live in Rio with its favelas on 39. A visitor in time. The hills outside the city. You make poverty sound like a glorified ideal. Poverty is wretched. Poverty is no food on the table. No money for education. Einstein. Money is greed and caring not a whit for one's fellow man. Gabriella. Without money you can't give to your fellow man. Harvard has need blind acceptance, where it waives the tuition for underprivileged applicants who matriculate. That can't be done without money. Beat. Einstein, listen to me carefully. You want Sam to save the world? Tell him to go make himself a whole lot of money so he can afford to. Einstein. Why, so you can be his wife? Int. Living room, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Night. Baxter. So, how was your night on the town? With Gabriella and me? Einstein. Snorts, unimpressed. The chiaroscuro looked good at the Portuguese restaurant, but I enjoyed my salad instead. 40. Sam I Hamm. Baxter. Swell. Chuckling. Learn anything? Einstein. F.L. Atlee. I was educated in the ways of modern capitalism and how the young view the world. Baxter. Wonderful. Okay, next up is you. Amen. Take Einstein and me to South Boston, Irish neighborhood. Tell him all about the troubles in Northern Ireland, and anything else you can think of. Amen. Righto. Baxter. Einstein, tonight you're to watch The Crying Game. Dissolve to EXT. L Street, South Boston, Ma, 1998, Day. Einstein, Baxter, and Eamon exit a taxi. Carl hands the driver a bill, and they begin strolling down L Street. Eamon. So, this is South Boston. The Irish, as you know, have a long History here in Boston. Beat. Give us your masses, yearning to be free. 41. A visitor in time. Einstein. Statue of Liberty. Amen. Yeah. Beat. So, I guess I'll tell you about the troubles in Northern Ireland. And then tell you about the European Union. Well, the troubles began in 1969 between the Irish and the Protestants living in Northern Ireland, Belfast and Derry. Einstein. Londonderry. Amen. We Irish call it Derry. Yes, well. They got hit particularly bad in 69. I grew up in the Beachmount neighborhood in the Falls Road area, rife with the Irish Republican Army, or the IRA as it's known. We Irish were raised to hate the Protestants and the United Kingdom. We want Northern Ireland to revert to Irish control. Einstein. If everyone in Northern Ireland wants the country to be Irish, why won't the United Kingdom simply allow this to happen? 42. Sam I Hamm. Amen. It's the prods. They see us Tigers as overpopulating, taking over Northern Ireland in terms of population. And they're running scared, cause it's only a matter of time till we are the majority. The Irish don't practice birth control, so we have a great many children. And the prods hate us for that. They see us Tigers with our 8 children or so needing to be fed with no money for food as wretched. But the Irish believe it's God's will not to practice birth control. Einstein. It's not God's will that people starve to death because you do not practice birth control, I must assure you. God's and U.F.O.S. will is for the longevity of humanity on the planet Earth, not for human life to become unsustainable. Amen. Yeah, well, me, I practice birth control with me mates, but you try telling that to the Irish back home. Beat. Sides, they figure the more children they have, the more power they'll eventually have in the government. More voters, more Irish in a majority Protestant controlled land that shouldn't even. 43. A visitor in time. Belong to the United Kingdom to begin with. Einstein. What is the status of the troubles today? Amen. Well, this bloke Bill Clinton, the American president, has worked with both sides to resolve the issue. So now there's less sectarian violence. Einstein. And Amen. So we're learning from the blacks of America and South Africa. If they can use peaceful means to resolve past afflictions by whites, we're hoping we can do the same in Northern Ireland. Einstein. Violence is senseless. Amen. Right. And, the wee ones, until very recently grew up knowing nothing but violence and poverty. What FIRM is going to invest in violence-racked Northern Ireland? They want to make profits in a peaceful, productive environment, not a bloody war zone. 44. Sam I Hamm. Einstein. Tell me about the European Union. Amen. Well, there are 15 member nations around Europe. Not all European countries are members, mind you, but a great many of the more prosperous ones are. In the Old days, your times, you needed a passport to go through customs to travel from one country to the next. Now you bypass all that and keep driving. And with international business being so accelerated today, that's really important. Einstein. So America is still a superpower today. Baxter. Yeah. And Russia today is no longer a communist nation. Amen. And America will continue to be, unless the bloody Chinese and Indians step up to the plate. There's no welfare in China or India. You work, or you starve. Give them 20 years and they'll show you. All of Asia, for that matter. Einstein. What will be required to prevent overpopulation? 45. A visitor in time. Amen. People need to learn the truth about religion from the American government. They communicate with U.F.O.S. in a classified manner. The CIA that Agent Baxter hears. A member of, they know the truth. Einstein. If they were to tell the truth, it would decimate culture, it would wipe out heritage. Religion is sacred. Amen. So I'm not going to hell for practicing birth control. Einstein. Nothing of the sort. Neither will it happen to all these homosexuals. The truth is one dies, and U.F.O.S. reincarnate his soul into another baby being born. Then one lives his life all over again. Amen. Why can't a person just live for eternity? Einstein. Boredom. People need their first kiss to drive an auto for the first time, to get married all over again, and have different kids. If one lived forever, one would get bored. 46. Sam I Hamm. Amen. So you communicate with U.F.O.S. Einstein. And with God. Amen. Bloody hell. You'll give Sam plenty to write about, sure enough. Oh, look, there's the L Street Tavern, from the movie Good Will Hunting. Let's stop in for a wee spot of ale. Einstein. I do not consume alcohol. Amen. Well, then I'll stop in for a cold one. Int. Living room, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Night. The students sit around the living room with their legal pads and dictaphones. Einstein sits in a chair as Carl barks orders. Baxter. Okay, folks, we're on track. Sam. We need a plan. We can't just have everyone talking to Einstein and having him read books and watch videos. We need to do something. Sam. How about a road trip to New York? 47. A visitor in time. Baxter. Good idea. Einstein, be thinking of what you'd like to see around America. Maybe I could arrange for a plane to take you all to California or Chicago. Use guys. Get creative. Okay, Einstein. Tonight you watch Good Will Hunting in honor of this fair city of Boston and the L Street Tavern. Amen. Good job today. Dissolve to Int. Fogg Museum, Harvard University, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Day. Einstein, Carl, and Sam meander from painting to painting slowly, taking a beat to admire the better ones and walking past the ones of lesser quality. They're in the Impressionist art area. Sam. Gabriella really likes Impressionist art. Renoir and Monet are her favorites. Einstein. Those artistic works were originally considered rubbish. No surprise she adores them. She is not a lady of substance. Beat. She only likes you for your money. You realize. Sam. Well, I only like her for good sex. To be honest. Which I haven't had. 48. Sam I Hamm. Since you've been sharing my bed with me. Einstein. She wants to marry you. Sam. We'll go our separate ways after graduating from the K school. Einstein. K school. Sam. John F. Kennedy School of Government. Beat. Anyway, I don't know whom I'll marry. Einstein. I know. But I shan't tell you. Sam. Is she a real physical specimen? You know, with humongous gams and all. Einstein. One day you shall know. But you're not ready for her. She's quite famous. Sam. Famous, or just, you know. Famous. 49. A visitor in time. Einstein. Very famous. She's an icon of your generation. But she is very spiritual and kind. She is not impressed a whit by money, though. She has quite a bit. She was born into poverty, and made it on her own. Sam. Cool. So how rich is she? Einstein. You do not understand. You are not ready for her yet. You must become a loving, genuinely nice, and sensitive person if you are to marry her. She would never consider you in your current state. Sam. Well, if she loves me, doesn't she have to love me warts and all? Einstein. She'll love you only if you're love able. They shuffle from painting to painting, pausing briefly while in front of each one, and keep talking ad lib. Sam. This is, what? Squinting at a plate. Describing artist and painting name. A Camille Pissarro. Less what? It's called. 50. Sam I Hamm. Sam peers at the plate. Sam, conted. Mardi Gras on the boulevards. Huh. Einstein. Does Mardi Gras still occur in New Orleans? Sam. Yeah, it does. In fact, it's coming up pretty soon, and, well. A flash of inspiration flooded Sam's face. Sam, conted. Righteous. Dude, I mean. Einstein. Let's go to Mardi Gras. It's ingenious. Agent Baxter. That's it? Baxter. Okay, you wanna take Einstein, your friends, and my stupid ass to New Orleans. I can probably arrange a plane. Sam. No. No plane. To properly chronicle an experience of this magnitude we need a ride. Like a Winnebago or one of those tour buses rock and roll bands have. Baxter. Smart. That way Einstein can see some of the American heartland. 51. A visitor in time. Sam. We drive to New York, see the United Nations there. Einstein. So the United Nations still exists? Why is there a need for national governments, then? Sam. Governments want to retain control over their national borders. The United Nations is the body that serves to create rules overseeing peace around the planet. Einstein. Is it more powerful than the United States government. Baxter. While the United Nations has the ideals, the United States has the money and guns. It's the golden rule. Einstein. Knowingly. He with the gold rules. Sam. So, we need a ride? A bus of some sort. Baxter, think, how do we get our hands on a bus? Baxter. I could probably arrange for us to borrow an MBTA bus. 52. Sam I Hamm. Sam. No, there's a bus, see, and then a bus. Further in the electric cool 8 acid test was a bus. We don't simply need wheels, we need a ride. Baxter. What precisely do you have in mind? Like a Greyhound type bus? Could probably get you one of those and a driver. Sam. Look, I know buses. I know the perfect bus. It's the type the San Francisco Municipal Railway used to have. It was manufactured by the General Motors Corporation. Beat. Look, why don't we go to the MBTA trackless trolley garage and find out how to buy a bus and how much one costs? EXT. Bennett Garage, Massachusetts Avenue, Cambridge, Ma. 1998, Day. Gabriella pulls into the yard in her red 1994 Saab convertible. As she pulls to a stop, we can read her license plate, snap, with a license plate holder reading. How sweet it is. On the rear window are Dartmouth and Harvard stickers. She and Sam exit the front seats, and Einstein and Baxter exit the rear ones. Then they all march toward the OFFICE. 53. A visitor in time. Int. Office, Bennett Garage, Massachusetts Avenue, Cambridge, Ma. 1998, Day. Manager. Look in the yellow pages under buses. You know, you can always charter a bus. That way you'll get a driver too. Sam. Therein lies a problem. You can't drink beer on a chartered bus. We have a mission to properly chronicle an experience at Mardi Gras. New Orleans is the last place you take somebody else's bus. Manager. Beat. No kiddin', Sherlock. Sam. That's like someone lending you their Rolls-Royce keys and telling you to have a safe Mardi Gras. EXT. Bond Sales and Service, Plymouth, Ma. 1998, Day. Jesse Bond, the owner of Bond Sales and Service, is dressed in a button-down flannel shirt and blue jeans. He is in the yard of Bonds showing Einstein, Baxter, Sam, and Gabriella used buses for sale. Sam. What I'm looking for, see, is not one of these newfangled buses but a GMC bus from the 60s or 70s. 54. Sam I Hamm. Jesse. Some of those just plain shot. Got 2 of 'em, but you might be better in something a bit more modern, just SOS you can rest easy. Knowin' you won't have a breakdown somewhere in the middle of social Siberia. Sam. Show us the 2 you got. Jesse. They're over yonder. They walk past used Plymouth and Brockton buses and used Brush Hill buses, past a few school buses, and finally. Jesse, conted. This here's a 1968 one from Providence. She has an average number of miles on her for her age and Sam. Pointing. This one. This one here. This one. Shreds. What can you tell me about it? Jesse. Well, it's a 1972 GMC. Fishbowl bus, as you recognize, from the New York City Metropolitan Transit Authority. She's a suburban bus, meaning there's no back door, and has Busso Rama advertising billboards on either side of her roof. She's got 55. A visitor in time. High back seats like on a Greyhound bus, and Sam. How much? Jesse. Cost you 12.5, as is. No warranty. Sam. What do you need to drive this thing? Jesse. Like a driver. Sam. No, I mean, are there any special driver's license requirements? Jesse. If you're transporting 10 or fewer passengers in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you don't need a Class B license. Sam. How about in the Commonwealth of Mardi Gras? Jesse. What? Sam. Never mind. I'll take it. 56. Sam I Hamm. Jesse. Sold. Beat. Was intending to sell it to a charter company up in Alaska, but if you're cutting a check via RSTI, might as well sell it to you. Montage. Done to the meters song They All Ask for You. A. Scene of the students, Einstein and Baxter inside Eastern Mountain Sports buying sleeping bags. B. Scene of the group decorating the bus. Lay and Jonas tape bumper stickers to the right windshield's interior. They read Hussong's Cantina, K-Fog San Francisco, Wall Drug, and South of the Border. C. Sam hangs long beads over the interior rearview mirror and places a can of Underwood's deviled ham and several map books on the dashboard. D. Gabriella places a Harvard sticker on the rear window's interior. E. Baxter and Eamon tape a banner to the rear window's interior reading Mardi Gras or Bust. F. Scene of the group loading a keg of tapped beer onto the bus wheelchair ramp mechanism and raising the keg into the bus interior in front of Cappy's Liquors in Cambridge, Ma. EXT. Interstate 95 South, Providence, RI, 1998, dusk. The bus drives along the highway to Howlin' Wolf's song 6 Days on the Road. 57. A visitor in time. Int. Bus, Interstate 95 South, CT, 1998, night. Sam is at the wheel as everyone else save Einstein and Baxter plays the drinking game quarters. Eamon has brought a board from his bookshelf, and he and Gabriella are really getting into the game. Lay and Jonas play as well, though less enthusiastically. Sam. We'll be in New York by 10. We'll park in the loading zone on the other side of the Yale Club and get rooms there. Einstein. You graduated from Yale as well? I thought you only graduated from Duke and the London School of Economics. Sam. I'm a legacy member. My father graduated from Yale and he got me in. Beat. Gabriella, you and I will share a room. Gabriella. One can only guess what's on your mind. Sam. Lay, you, Eamon and Jonas will share a room. One of you's sleeping on the sofa. 58. Sam I Hamm. Eamon. Sorry about that, Lay. Tough luck. Old chappie. Sam. And Agent Baxter, you and Einstein will share a room. Breakfast will be at 8:30. Then we'll see the United Nations. Einstein. I should enjoy that more than all this drinking tomfoolery. Sam. Jonas, make a note of that comment. Einstein. I am not traveling to the city of New Orleans to partake in college hijinks and drinking. Only to see The architecture and culture. Sam. This could be a problem. Beat. Anyway, I called my friend from Duke, Forrest Rob Eshos. He lives in New Orleans, and every year he gets a second FLO room with a balcony overlooking the corner of Bourbon and Orleans streets at the Bourbon Orleans Hotel. Einstein. Our accommodations in New Orleans. 59. A visitor in time. Sam. Further, it's imperative that everyone obtain as many long beads as possible. Einstein. For what purpose? To dress as fools. Baxter. Women lift their shirts if you throw beads. Einstein. Einstein. Good Lord, I should have never agreed to come. Sam. Amen. Amen. Guzzling his beer's remainder. I'll make a note of that comment. Int. United Nations, New York, New York, 1998, Day. The group is in front of the Norman Rockwell painting depicting peoples from around the world praying to God as their cultures dictate. Baxter. Lucky we found a minivan taxi to take all of us. If the bus gets towed from that loading zone across from the Yale Club, I'll make a call. Sam. Most appreciated. 60. Sam I Hamm. To Einstein. Now, this is a famous Norman Rockwell painting depicting peoples from around the world praying. Soon we'll be in the General Assembly room where the Security Council meets. That room is famous for its unfinished ceiling. Amen. Why is it unfinished? Sam. It symbolizes that the work of the United Nations is never done. The group heads down the hall toward the General Assembly room. EXT. United Nations, New York, New York, 1998, Day. The group stands in front of the statue of the twisted gun. Einstein. I very much like this statue. If only 2% of men refuse to fight GHT, there would be no wars. Gabriella. Today women are in the armed forces as well. God bless them. Tough job. Einstein. I just wrote that the United Nations should have supranational control over nuclear weapons, not individual countries. Then Rogue. 61. A visitor in time. Nations would be deterred from starting wars. Amen. What do you mean you just wrote that? Baxter. He means he wrote it back in 48, where he's just come from. Amen. Oh. The group walks over to the sidewalk and Sam waits a beat for just the right cab to pass a minivan before raising his hand to hire it. It pulls over. Int. Bus, New Jersey Turnpike, New Jersey, 1998, Day. The group is noshing on monstrous sandwiches from Carnegie Deli, using Carnegie Deli napkins to wipe their faces. Einstein crunches into a massive pickle, and Baxter chomps at his strawberry-topped cheesecake. Sam. We'll be in Washington, D.C. in 6 hours. We'll drive through it. Show you, Einstein, the White House. And the Capitol and what the nation's capital looks like today. Einstein. Fine, fine. Sam. Then we'll spend a night at a Maryland truck stop. 62. Sam I Hamm. Montage. A. The bus drives past the Capitol. B. Then the bus drives past the White House. C. Then the bus drives through the intersection of Georgetown's Wisconsin and M streets. Sam, V.O. This is Georgetown, where Georgetown University is. EXT. Bus, Interstate 85 South, NC, 1998, Day. Sam, VO. Okay, we'll see Duke University. Where I graduated from, and have lunch at Bullock's Barbecue in Durham. Einstein, VO. All that meat. That is all you people eat. I am a vegetarian, you realize. Sam, VO. Lay, note that comment for the record. The experience must be properly chronicled. Lay, VO. Experience noted as such. EXT. Chapel, Duke University, Durham, NC, 1998, Day. Sam. This is the Duke Chapel, the most notable building on campus. And 63. A visitor in time. This here's West Campus. Duke represents a university in the American heartland, where people are moving to because the cost of raising a family is affordable and taxes and cost of living is lower than in New England, New York and California. Einstein. But plenty of people live in New York and California. They are overpopulated. Sam. They're overpopulated with professionals. But after people obtain their skills, they move to towns and smaller cities in the step states for more affordable living with lower taxes. Baxter. Step states. Never heard that term before. Jonas. It's a term Dr. Hodges uses to describe the Northwest over and down to the Rockies over and down to the Midwest over and down to the Southeast. The group begins to walk toward West Campus as SAE. Fraternity brothers blare AC/DC song Hell's Bells from a radio while playing beer frisbee as the chapel's bells loudly gong. 64. Sam I Hamm. Int. Bullock's Barbecue, Durham, NC, 1998, Day. The group pigs out on Southern-style eatin'. Ribs, fried chicken, hush puppies, the works. Einstein has a large salad and a small bowl of coleslaw in front of him. Carl pours gobs of hot sauce onto his Brunswick stew. The group sits at a table where Dolly Parton and Bruce Hornsby have signed autographs on pictures on the wall, and there's another of the Duke men's basketball team and its coach Mike Krzyzewski holding a 1992 national championship trophy. Sam. We'll be in Atlanta by midnight. We'll park the bus in a loading zone or a bus stop in some residential neighborhood. Gabriella. My back is killing me from sleeping on the bus hard FLO'er. Jonas. We are still seeing Maya Lynn's Civil Rights Memorial in Montgomery, Alabama, tomorrow, no. Sam. Yes, and we're seeing the state Capitol steps from which Governor George Wallace proclaimed segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. Lay. I cannot wait to drive down Cleveland Avenue, where Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus. 65. A visitor in time. Sam. We're doing it all. Beat. Jonas, all this is very important to you, so be sure to take diligent notes on your impressions. Jonas. I shall. EXT. Civil Rights Memorial, Montgomery, AL, 1998, Day. The group stands before the Civil Rights Memorial. Jonas is eagerly taking in the entries on the black marble sculpture shaped like an oversized round table. Gabriella shows slightly more interest than she did at the Holocaust Memorial. Einstein slowly reads around the memorial. This is a part of history that lies in a future he'll die too soon to see. Jonas. It's too bad we don't have time to see the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma. Baxter. Einstein, That's where Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. led a group of marchers from Selma toward the state capital of Alabama to protest segregation of blacks and whites. State troopers beat the marchers. Later the marchers were finally allowed to march from Selma to Montgomery. It took 15 years, from 1955 to 1970, for blacks to achieve equal rights. 66. Sam I Hamm. Lay. And then a legacy of racism prevented blacks from achieving true equality up until about 1978. Jonas. And then inner city problems prevailed, as did poverty in the South for blacks, up until the Rodney King riots. Sam will be in New Orleans by midnight. Come on, let's see the state capitol. EXT. Bus, Interstate 10 West, LA, 1998, day. The bus passes a Welcome to Louisiana Interstate sign. There is a voiceover of the students cheering. EXT. Bus, Interstate 10 West, New Orleans, LA, 1998. Night. Confunction Song Fune is heard as the bus takes the off-ramp for New Orleans. Montage. Heard to Confunction's Fune. A. Pete Fountain's half-fast marching band tootling down Bourbon Street in the French Quarter. B. Historic streetcars passing along St. Charles Street in Uptown. C. Historic buildings at Tulane University. 67. A visitor in time. D. The waterfront at Canal Street's end. E. The historic Jack's Brewery building. F. Majestic Garden District homes. G. The Lily White Rex Parade. H. Young African American FLMBOs bearers of the Black as Can Be Zulu Parade. I. Gangs of African American Mardi Gras Indians dancing flamboyantly on Canal Street. J. The gritty lower 9th Ward neighborhood with destitute African American males drinking 40-ounce beers on stoops in front of dilapidated shotgun houses as freshly painted Zulu coconuts dry in the sun. K. And throngs of revelers black and white on Bourbon Street in the French Quarter. The feel of the above is this is a city divided between wealthy Caucasians and poor African Americans who come together only to have a good time. Int. Bus, Canal Street, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. Sam. Holding clear plastic cup. With beer. There's a traffic jam up ahead. Agent Baxter, find out what's going on. Sam opens the front doors. Baxter steps off, surveys the situation, and reports back. 68. Sam I Hamm. Baxter. There's a parade of some sort up ahead. Traffy sees wicked bad. Sam. Chugging beer. This calls for most drastic measures. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna drive on the opposite side of the street. When we get to the parade's end, clear a path so I can keep going. Smash cut to EXT. Bus, Canal Street, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. The students, all holding clear plastic cups filled with frothy ale, are telling people ad lib to step aside and make way as the bus drives up to the Endymion Parade's rear end. The Endymion Parade is inching its way along. All the group can do is wait it out. Amen. Shite, we'll be here all night. Eamon approaches the bus and hops in the front door. Int. Bus, Canal Street, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. Amen. We're stuck. No any side streets we can take? Sam. Not in a bus. We have to make it to the bus stop at Bourbon and Canal Streets, where Forrest said we should ditch the bus. From 69. A visitor in time. There, we head over to the Bourbon Orleans Hotel to meet Forrest and his friend Alan. Amen. Bloody hell. Dissolve to EXT. Balcony, room 203, Bourbon Orleans Hotel, French Quarter, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. Forrest Robeshwaks is talking ad-lib with Alan Live Outas, his friend, while throwing beads to women who are lifting their shirts on the street below, when they hear a knock on the room's door. Forrest. Das right, girls, show them God. Given racks. Swigging from a beer bottle, to Alan. Be right back. To women on street below. Don't you go nowheres now, biddies. Int. Room 203, Bourbon Orleans Hotel, French Quarter, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. Forrest trudges across the room and opens the door. Forrest. Hot damn, Sam. Haven't seen you since the class of 90. 2 at dear old DU. Where you at? Sam. Thanks for the invite. 70. Sam I Hamm. Sam introduces everyone ad-lib to Forrest. Forrest. To Einstein. So you're the real Albert Einstein. Huh. Sam here's told me all about you. Einstein. So you have read your history books, I presume. Forrest. Can I offer you a beer? Baxter. He doesn't drink. Forrest. Well then, can I get you a beer? Got Dixie's, best damn brew in the South. The group heads into the room and tosses their sleeping bags onto the floor. Alan enters the room from the balcony, holding a camera phone in one hand. He's been taking photographic souvenirs of the lovelies on the street and a glass LED with bourbon and ice cubes in the other. He sets the glass down on the living room table. Alan. Shaking everyone's hand. The pleasure's mine. Alan. Live Outas. Friend of Forrest's. Here. Einstein looks around the room a beat, surveying his new accommodations. 71. A visitor in time. Einstein. Well, I think I shall rest. Good night, all. Alan. To Sam. That fellow serious? Bedtime. Doesn't start till 5:30 in the morn and rising time ain't till. It's first call at Pat O'Brien's. During Mardi Gras. Sam. Kman, let's go to Pat O'Brien's. And let Einstein here rest his little grey cells. Alan. What in hell's that boy thinkin'? Comin' to Mardi Gras only to sleep. Sam. We're on a quest to chronicle the experience. I'll explain over drinks. EXT. Patio, Pat O'Brien Saloon, French Quarter, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. Forrest, Alan, Baxter, and the students sit around a black iron patio furniture table drinking hurricanes. Forrest. That Einstein doesn't steer clear of the rear if you ask me. Sleeping on a gorgeous New Orleans night like this. 72. Sam I Hamm. Baxter. He's older than you young bucks. Forrest. So, it's up to Alan here and me to show you all a good time in the Crescent City. You park where I told you, Sam. Sam. Yeah. Forrest. Perfectamundo. They all continue to take chugs of their hurricanes, and engage a beat in small talk ad-lib. Jonas. Forrest, have race relations improved in New Orleans since the Rodney King riots? Forrest. Well now, that there's an interesting question. Pops Alan a knowing look. New Orleans has never been a tolerant city. See, lots of people say New Orleans and San Francisco, where Sam here was raised, are sister cities. Both have real nice architecture, good eatin', a laid back lifestyle, and loads a culture. But you got to understand, that's where the similarities end. 73. A visitor in time. Alon. Th's right. What forest is sayin' is when you look at San Francisco, it's like the international terminal at an airport. Everyone there's transient. It's too expensive for the hippies, beatniks, artists and musicians, so what do you have instead? Forest. Yuppies. Alon's correct. It's all yuppies living in San Francisco, attracted to the city for the good life, and for toleration of gay folk. Beat. But New Orleans, now, we're like a checkerboard. Honestly, we are whites over here, in the Garden District and Uptown, and blacks over yonder, in Mid-City and Storyville and the lower 9th Ward. Alon. People think when they come to New Orleans that it's gonna be all laid back and loving, cause New Orleanians have a reputation for Southern charm, but that's not the case. Each side of the checkerboard has its kings. The blacks got the king of the Zulu parade and the mayor's OFFICE. The whites got plantations and oil fields. 74. Sam I Hamm. Forest. NTHA's the South. Half-heartedly attempting to be politically correct. Now, times are changin', see. Blacks are getting good jobs, and we have a colored mayor. Poverty stricken whites are goin' sideways, 'cause they don't got an education. And educated whites are buyin' up what lazy rich whites can no longer afford. So things are slowly becoming more integrated, but again, it's slow. Everyone takes a slow drink from his or her hurricane. The mood has grown dismal. Gabriella then decides to leaven things, and rises. Gabriella. I'm going to ask the piano player in the lounge if I can sing. Anyone care to join me? Baxter. Attempting to keep things upbeat. Here, we all will. Int. Lounge, Pat O'Brien's Saloon, French Quarter, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. Gabriella approaches the Phi FTY something rotund African American piano player whose ad lib thanking people for applauding to a number he's just finished. 75. A visitor in time. Gabriella. Sir, do you know Sinatra's they've got a lot of coffee in Brazil? Piano player. Sheet, do C notes have Franklin's? On M. Gabriella climbs on top of the grand piano and sprawls across its lid. Gabriella. Hit it, maestro. The piano player starts playing They've Got a Lot of Coffee in Brazil. Gabriella begins to sing They've Got a Lot of Coffee in Brazil. Cut to. Int. Lounge, Pat O'Brien's Saloon, French Quarter, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. Gabriella finishes the song They've Got a Lot of Coffee in Brazil. At the end of her performance, people whistle and cheer. Gabriella, with her Hermes scarf, white blouse, and chic blue jeans, looks quite the morsel. Drunken men are going crazy. Gabriella. Bowing side to side. Thank you so much, thank you. Forrest. Let's hit Café du Monde, y'all. 4. Some beignet and café au lait, then. Call it a night. Got a full day. 76. Sam I Hamm. Tomorrow of stuff I want to show y'all, including the Bacchus Parade. Dissolve to EXT. Rob Esho's Mausoleum, Metairie Cemetery, New Orleans, LA, 1998, Day. A slight wind blows the hair of Forrest, Alon, and the group. They are all silent as they stand in front of the decrepit mess of a mausoleum that houses the remains of the once rich Rob Eshos. Its lack of repair suggests the family has lost its financial luster. Forrest. My great-great-grandparents, my great-grandparents, and my grandparents are all buried here. My grandfathers used to be plantation owners. I know that must make you real mad, Jonas, but that's the way it was in Louisiana back then. Baxter. Attempting to inject political correctness. Times have changed indeed. Forrest. Yeah, I guess they have. Beat. It's still not so great if you're a colored in New Orleans, though. The lower 9th Ward, Mid-City. Storyville, now those are some rough neighborhoods. 77. A visitor in time. Alon. Wouldn't catch any of us dead in those places. Beat. Well, maybe we would be dead if we were. Chuckle slightly. Forrest. My father's into oil now. Gabriella. You must have quite a family history. Forrest. We were one of the richest families in Louisiana in my grandfather's days. Sam. Gabriella here's family was part of La Catorce in El Salvador. Alon. La Catorce is Spaniard for what? Jonas. For the 14. There used to be 14 ruling families in all El Salvador. Indignantly. That's why the peasants rebelled. For they had no food, no education, nor opportunities, while the elite lived like kings. Gabriella. I live in Rio now. 78. Sam I Hamm. Forrest. Where's that? Near the Rio Grande. In Texas. Gabriella. Huffy Ng. Rio de Janeiro. Forrest. Oh, right. The group is silent a beat. Forrest, conted. Some of the older families have mausoleums that have fallen into disrepair. You can always tell whose new money they gots to have. The flashiest mausoleums, and they keep 'em spick and span. Alon. Well, Forrest, when you die, they'll bury you here. Beat. Tell you all what. Let's hit the Bacchus Parade. EXT. Napoleon Street, Uptown, New Orleans, LA, 1998, Day. Revelers are yelling "Throw me something, mister," as Bacchus Parade floats pass. The parade's theme is Pirates of the Caribbean. Alon. Now this is more like it? Forget all that cemetery business. There's plenty of time to meet your maker. 79. A visitor in time. In the meantime, les el bon ton. Ruler. Einstein, Baxter, Forrest, Alon, and the students catch throws off the parade floats. Jonas and Einstein are not really into catching beads. Baxter is being a good sport by catching one or two. Gabriella catches quite a few, being quite a looker. After a beat the last float passes by. People mill about, excited about their long bead throws and doubloons. Forrest. Sam, I got's a most brilliant idea. This is a parade, right? Let's show Mr. Einstein here what we New Orleanians call fun. Smash cut to EXT. Bus, Napoleon Street, Uptown, New Orleans, LA, 1998. Day. Jake the Snake's song That's Mardi Gras plays while Sam drives the bus down Napoleon Street after the last Bacchus parade FLO. Einstein, Baxter, Forrest, Alon, and the students have joined the parade unofficially. The keg is atop the bus, and Forrest has his arm around it like it's a long-lost girlfriend while Alon, Gabriella, Jonas, Eamon, and Leigh throw beads to revelers below. Sam yells "Ad lib Happy Mardi Gras" out the driver's window while Einstein and Baxter throw beads from the bus doorway. Baxter rather enthusiastically, Einstein less so. 80. Sam I Hamm. EXT. Acme Oyster House, French Quarter, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night, establishing shot. Int. Acme Oyster House, French Quarter, New Orleans, LA, 1998, night. Forrest. Popping a fried oyster. I bet all them Tulane co-eds. Enjoyed that ride we gave em from St. Charles Street to the quarter. Here. Alon. Sipping a mint julep. We musta had near 80 women on that damn bus of yours, Sam. Sam. Smug. That was quite fun, huh? Gabriella. Samuel, need I remind you you're taken? Forrest. Speakin' of taken, you shoulda taken down that blonde's phone number. Sam. Gabriella. Playfully, the only girl present. Gentlemen, do you mind? Einstein. We shall take a walking tour of the French Quarter tonight after 81. A visitor in time. Dinner. I would relish seeing how the architecture has been preserved over the years. Alon. We can do that, yes sir. Einstein. Then tomorrow we shall head back to Cambridge. Sam. Almost choking on the beer he's drinking. You gotta be joking. We've got an experience to chronicle here. Beer, food, parades, loose women. With no shirts nor morals to boot. Culture, music. Alon. Shit yes. Lucky dogs, too. Sam. Damn straight. We've got to spend at least one more day. Alon. Well, the Rex and Zulu parades are tomorrow, you know. Jonas. Eagerly. Let's see the Zulu parade. Forrest. Thought that would inspire you to stay, your bane from South Africa. And all. 82. Sam I Hamm. Einstein. All right. We shall stay one more day. But after that, we return to Cambridge. The group continues to eat. Sam is racking his brain pondering ways to extend the trip. After all, he does need fodder for his manuscript. Sam. Bingo. Got it? Einstein, you said you communicate with U.F.O.S. through telepathy, right? Einstein. That is accurate. Sam. Well, after the Zulu parade. Tomorrow we're gonna continue on to the International UFO Museum and Research Center in Roswell, New Mexico. Lay. That sounds quite fascinating. Sam. Study the phenomenon at its source. Agent Baxter, you can tell us about U.F.O.S too. Baxter. Can't tell you anything. What's classify ed is classify ed. I can't stop you from finding out what's in print or on video, but I can't tell you anything not otherwise available. You want to ask. 83. A visitor in time. Einstein, Phi NA. But count me out. Could lose my job doing that. Sam. Okay, we strike a bargain, Einstein. After the Zulu parade we hit the road for Roswell. We see the museum. They must have a gift shop where we can buy books. Maybe we can even talk to the research center's director too. Einstein. Resigned. Fine. Sam. Okay, then, it's a deal. Amen. The adventure continues. 84. Sam I Hamm. Dissolve to EXT. Zulu Parade, ST. Charles Street, Uptown, New Orleans, LA, 1998, Day. Forrest, Alon, Baxter, Einstein, and the students are on the sidewalk with a predominantly working-class African-American crowd. People scream and holler loudly for beads, a trace more unruly than the predominantly white crowd at the Bacchus parade. After a beat Alon pulls Forrest aside. Alon. Sotto voce. We're the only white folks here. Shit, take off your Rolex for. Someone spears you for it? Forrest. Sotto voce. In case a riot breaks out, you bring any hush darkies? They both laugh. Jonas glances over at them, wondering what they're whispering about, then returns to watching the parade. Parade floats continue by. Jonas has learned through observation of the other revelers and yells, "Throw me something, mister. Throw me something, mister." A crew member notices Jonas wearing an African National Congress t-shirt with Nelson Mandela on it and a black X cap, from the movie X by Spike Lee about Malcolm X. Crew member. Where you from, boy? 85. A visitor in time. Jonas. From the Alexandra Township near Johannesburg, Mr. Crew member. Well then. Retrieving a purple and gold-painted coconut. Here's a Zulu coconut, for someone. From the land of the Zulus. People in the crowd make a grab at this coconut, but they're not getting it away from a very determined Jonas, who snatches it and clutches it next to his chest for dear life. This is the Hope Diamond of Mardi Gras parade souvenirs. Gabriella and the other students are shoved aside in the melee. Jonas bears a shit-eating grin. Forrest. Looks like you made a friend there. Jonas. Jonas. I shall treasure this always. Dissolve to EXT. Bus, Interstate 10 West on ramp, New Orleans, LA, 1998. Dusk. J. Loria's song "If Ever I Cease to Love" plays as the bus pulls onto the freeway, leaving the Big Easy for Roswell. Int. Bus, Interstate 10 West, LA, 1998, night. Sam. It's too bad Forrest and Alon didn't want to come. They would've learned quite a bit. 86. Sam I Hamm. Lay. It is apparent they love a good time far too much to care. Baxter. It'll take us a day and a half to get to Roswell. We'll have to ask directions when we get there to find the museum. Amen. Bloody hell. This is going to be so cool. Imagine what we'll learn about the UFO phenomenon. Baxter. Remember, I'm mum on the issue. It's up to you all to study the phenomenon and ask Einstein questions about stuff you don't know. Sam. Yeah, we know. Any more beer in the keg? Amen. Stark empty. Sam. Damn. Baxter. Concentrate on your driving, laddie. Gabriella. Raising a handful of long beads. Well, to New Orleans. 87. A visitor in time. Jonas. And to the International UFO Museum. Sam. And Research Center. Beat. When we get there, we've got to be able to talk to the research center's director, Gabriella. And in a day and a half we shall. Ext. Gas station, Roswell, NM, 1998, morning. Einstein, Baxter, and the students are in the gas station's convenience store. Gabriella notes a list near the women's bathroom. Close on list: sightseeing in Roswell, 1, library 2, town hall 3, Roswell High School home of the cosmonauts. 4, police station. Gabriella returns to the group, which is buying morning snacks and coffee. Gabriella. According to a list by the women's room of sights to see in town, the police station is an attraction. Here in Roswell. Ugh. There are asteroids and Space Invaders arcade video games near the tables where folks sit, read the paper, drink coffee, and chat. Several white old-timer males are seated at a table chitter-chattering. 88. Sam I Hamm. Amen. Engrossed in a game of Space Invaders. Gabriella, you got another quarter? Ext. Bus, Main Street, Roswell, NM, 1998, day. The bus makes a right-hand turn onto Main Street and drives down it. In the distance on the right is the International UFO Museum and Research Center, with a big faux UFO crashed into the side of this former movie theater turned museum. In the distance the bus pulls into the loading zone in front of the museum. Int. Museum, UFO Museum and Research Center, Roswell, NM. 1998, day. Einstein, Baxter, and the students look around the museum exhibits a beat. Sam. Look, it's apparent the museum's a waste of time. It's all, U.F.O.S. Our cuddly, U.F.O.S. are our friends. We need to get to the truth of why they're a classified phenomenon. Let's hit the bookstore and see what we can find. Int. Bookstore, UFO Museum and Research Center, Roswell, NM, 1998, day. Patrick Duffy's song Pickup Man is heard from an antiquated radio on the counter's edge near the cash register. An elderly sales lady with multiple piercings in her ears and a tattoo near the top of her boobs, quite the antiquated hipster, is behind the counter. 89. A visitor in time. Sam. Excuse me, can you recommend which are the best books, pamphlets, and videos to buy in the store? Sales lady. Certainly. She steps around the counter and walks over to the aisles. Sales lady, conted. You want Robert Odine's video, The Philadelphia Experiment, Stanton Friedman's pamphlets, Bob Lazar's video regarding Area 51. To Sam. You know, if you really want to learn about U.F.O.S. you really must visit the library. Sam. You have a library here? Sales lady. Of course. We have over 500 books and about 100 FTY videos. Sam. Quickly handing her his credit card. Here. To the group. Guess what? They've got a library here. We're in business. The students cheer. 90. Sam I Hamm. Int. Library, UFO Museum and Research Center, Roswell, NM. 1998, day. The students crowd uncomfortably close around the reference librarian at her desk, eager to begin the hunt. Sam. We're looking for the best books and videos on the UFO phenomenon. Reference librarian. Well, I'm here to help. But you really should begin your search by browsing Jonas But you have over 500 books. Reference librarian. Well, let me narrow that search for you all. You want to start with Tesla and the turn of the 20th century. Then dive into World War II and Nazi Germany. Then examine the Roswell crash and videos from the post-war era. Finally, you should examine all titles, which you all can do since there are so many of you, to find additional inspiration. Sam. To the students. Okay. You heard the lady. Everyone take a section of the library. We'll do the books first. Then tackle the videos. You heard. 91. A visitor in time. Her say what to look for. When you choose a book, ask Einstein if it's worth reading. To Einstein. Einstein, examine the table of contents and the index to see if the book has pertinent information, or is just FL of stuff, like U.F.O.S are our friends. Amen. Okay, let's get a hoppin'. Time montage. The students scamper around the library to music, checking in with Einstein and sitting down to read books. The students then watch videos. They're dressed in different clothes as each day passes. Int. Library, UFO. Museum and Research Center, Roswell, NM. 1998, day. Sam. Okay, we've been here 3 days. Let's summarize what we've learned. Jonas, we'll use your dictaphone to record our summary. Gabriella. Humanity's been under surveillance by U.F.O.S since the dawn of time. They've been watching us because they learn from us how to conduct their civilizations and what not to do. What is the best of humanity? They learn from. What is the 92? Sam I Hamm. Worst, such as rape or war or violence, they avoid. They live a communist lifestyle. No money. Gabriella winces at this. No money? Gabriella, conted. They are subject to mind control. This prevents crime and wars. They live a peaceful coexistence. Jonas. They have communicated with agents for human change through the millenniums. They communicated the laws of how humanity should live to Jesus. They communicated with Nostradamus, as did Phase 3 of the Phoenix Project, operated at Fort Hero, Montauk Point, Long Island, New York, by John von Neumann of Manhattan Project fame, and by Al Bielek of Harvard. Amen. Yay Harvard. Jonas. And his brother Duncan. This was a time travel experiment conducted from 1973 to 1983. The project traveled into the past, and to the end of civilization on the planet Earth, including visiting U.F.O.S on other planets to see what humanity could learn from their civilizations. 93. A visitor in time. Lay. Around 1900, U.F.O.S began actively helping select individuals by providing them with inspiration for technology. Tesla was one such example. Then in the 1930s, evil U.F.O.S initiated contact with the Nazis and Hitler. They provided technology in return for sperm and eggs from Germans. The Germans made a deal with these evil U.F.O.S, genetic Aryan material sperm and eggs for civilian and military technology. Amen. U.F.O.S reproduce through cloning. Thus they eventually had recessive genes in their gene pool, including poor digestive tracts. They were fascinated with the monkey on the planet Earth, and engaged in an experiment to see if they could take the lowly primate, infuse it with the soul of a UFO, including the ability to know God and time, travel far into the future so as to one day obtain sperm and eggs so they could save their genetically dying civilization. Sam. So evil U.F.O.S First communicated with the Nazis. The deal was eliminate the quote-unquote inferior races and eventually have U.F.O.S and Germans communicate with each other on a societal-wide basis, not merely a 94. Sam I Hamm. Governmental-wide basis. When the Allies won World War II, German U.F.O related technology was transferred to the United States and to Russia, along with German military, engineering and medical specialists. Gabriella. That was Project Paperclip in America. The Roswell crash took place because U.F.O.S wanted to warn America about the dangers of nuclear arsenal, which is how they got into trouble in their own civilizations. Their technology is so advanced millions of years ahead of Earth is that they have no choice but be pacify STS and coexist. War is simply not an option. They'd annihilate each other. Jonas. Surveillance and military contact continues to this day. The hope in the future is that one day there will be civilian contact with U.F.O.S that is, that U.F.O.S will be able to visit humanity regularly. And we will be able to visit their planets regularly, the same way they now secretly visit our planet. Amen. This explains all the UFO sightings. Then there's extraterrestrial biological entity. 1. The First UFO. 2. Communicate with the American 95. A visitor in time. Government. It said that its civilization had reached the end. No disease, no war, no money. Communism in short, nothing to live for. Life was boring, and its civilization had lost its will to live. They wished they were more human. And that's why they want human genetic material in their bodies. Because they must start their civilization all over again. Sam. Phew. Beat. Okay, that's the essence of the UFO phenomenon, the basics. Now, let's go introduce Einstein to the Research Center's director. Int. Office of Research Center's Director, UFO Museum N. Research Center, Roswell, NM, 1998, Day. The director is a with-it middle-aged female wearing yuppie glasses. Einstein, Baxter, and the students stand around her OFFICE as she sits at her desk taking notes, then looking up. Director. There are reasons today why the phenomenon is still classified, and likely will be for another 100 years or so. After that time, we stand a real chance of eventually having societal-wide contact with UFOs. Amen. Cool. 96. Sam I Hamm. Director. Keep in mind the extraterrestrial biological entity. One lesson you learned, though. U.F.O.S are jealous of humanity precisely Because we're human. That is to say, we love life on this planet. In general, we don't want to die. U.F.O.S. are living death. Einstein. Precisely. Director. With a communist lifestyle in which there's no work, there's no emphasis on self-actualization and intellectual growth, they've reached the end. Humanity is just at the journey's beginning. If we had contact with U.F.O.S. before we were prepared as a planet for it, people would expect U.F.O.S. to solve all our problems, to answer the truth about God and religion. It would destroy human civilization. The same way the white man with superior technology destroyed Native American civilization. Besides, if U.F.O.S. solved all humanity's problems, what would humans do all day if there were no need to work? Einstein. Do you have any questions for me? 97. A visitor in time. Director. Lord, a million, I suppose. Questions about religion, time, travel, and humanity's future. Einstein. Well, I shall inform you about all that. Gabriella. I have a question. Whatever became of Adolf Hitler after he fled to a compound outside Buenos Aires? I read about his escaping to Argentina as part of the Odessa file in one of the books. Director. Well, when humans die, they are reincarnated into babies' bodies. U.F.O.S. oversee this phenomenon. Sometimes you get lucky. You are reincarnated into the Trump family. Other times you're unlucky. You get reincarnated into a starving family in Africa only to die of AIDS. Gabriella. So Hitler's soul was reincarnated? Director. So were the souls of Bormann, Kammler, Müller, and the rest of the Nazis. Everyone gets reincarnated. You should study Buddhism and read Conversations with God, Volumes 1 through 3, by Neil Donald Walsh. 98. Sam I Hamm. Lay. What if you communicate with U.F.O.S. as the Nazis did? Can you select a desirable family in the next life if you work with U.F.O.S. to arrange this? Director. I don't see why not. Gabriella looks at Sam uncomfortably. She's beginning to sense something's up. Director, conted. Well, everyone, I'd like to talk with Mr. Einstein and Agent Baxter in private about classified matters. Agent Baxter, you can tell Einstein not to answer any question you deem fit. Lady and gentlemen, will you excuse us? Int. Hallway, Research Center, UFO Museum and Research Center, Roswell, NM, 1998, Day. The students stand around a water cooler talking. Gabriella. Sam, this is serious. You're from an elite German-American family living in America and you're Nostradamus Third AntiChrist. That qualifies you as the Antichrist predicted in the Bible. Sam. Look, Gabby, I know. It's not an attack on religion. It's specifically an attack on the 99. A visitor in time. Pope's position regarding be fruitful and multiply. We're gonna have 400 million people in America and 14 billion people on this planet in the next 40 years or less. Gabriella. That's not what I'm getting at. Hitler didn't die in a bunker. The Germans came to America in Project Paperclip and to South America in the Odessa File. The American government was communicating with UFOs. They had the potential to reincarnate themselves into elite families. Sam. So what are you getting at? Gabriella. Bluntly. Sam, take two guesses who you were. In a former life. Int. Bus, Interstate 10 East, TX, 1998, night. It's snowing. The oversized windshield wipers are flapping back and forth loudly. Everyone is silent a beat. Sam. Einstein, Agent Baxter, why didn't you tell me? Einstein. You weren't ready for the truth. How do you think I would feel if I had caused 50 million to die in 100? Sam. I Hamm. A former life? That I tortured millions of Jews and other types of peoples thought to be inferiors. I made the choice to come to 1998 to help you and humanity because it is at a crossroads, not with nuclear weaponry but with regards to overpopulation and environmental degradation. Sam. So now what? Hitler solved the problem of Lebensraum with killing people in World War II. Today we have no wars. We have global peace. How do you stop the Pope from preaching no birth control? How do you tell people to only have 2 children at most, and if they want more to adopt? Einstein. You must learn to lead. You care only for being famous and making money off the name of being the Antichrist. Instead, you must learn to serve. You have plenty of family money. You will be famous. That is a given. However, you must learn to serve. Sam. Christ. When we get back to Cambridge, I better have a meeting with Reverend Gomez of Memorial Church in Harvard Yard. Ask him what to do. 101. A visitor in time. Int. Reverend Gomez office, Sparks House, Cambridge, Ma, 1998, day. Reverend Peter Gomez, a roly-poly bespectacled A1 frickin' American preacher with a baritone voice, sits behind his desk as Sam sits in a chair in front of it. Sam. So now we know the truth about God. That it's an all-knowing amorphous entity that created the universe and let it run through evolution. What do I do now? Gomez. My advice is tell no one. Let that which God is remain a mystery. Let life remain a mystery. You know what every CIA agent knows, what Mr. Einstein knows, but you don't see them talking, now, do you? No. My friend, let life remain a mystery. Sam. That's it? Shut up about it? Gomez. Now, you could ruin the secret, but why? No, it is fine to speak out against the Pope's stance on not giving countenance to birth control, but don't attack the Roman Catholic Church. A great many people believe in that religion, and to them it is sacred ground. 102. Sam. I Hamm. Sam. What's the point of knowing all this if I can't talk about any of it? Gomez. I'm afeard that is for you to determine for yourself. Talk with Mr. Einstein. You may also talk with me at any time if you become confused and lose your way. But always remember, my friend, that which is sacred must remain so. Int. Living room, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Night. Einstein, Baxter, and the students are seated about the living room. Sam. Okay, my turn to speak, Agent. Baxter. Here's what we've determined, that I'm Hitler reincarnated. We have to go back in time to that compound in Argentina where Hitler was living before he died and talk with him. Baxter. And precisely what are you gonna ask? Hitler. That you're him. You already know you are, and he knew you are too. Sam. Look, I'm him in a future life. I have a future life too, in some. 103. A visitor in time. Other body. So does everyone in this room. Because I'm him. Reincarnated, we know reincarnation exists. We know if it can happen once, as it did to me, then it's possible for it to happen to everyone. Here's what that means. Not only am I reincarnated, but Eva Braun, my former wife, was reincarnated too. Baxter. So you wanna know who Eva Braun is today? Sam. Yeah. Baxter. Softly. It isn't me, is it? Baxter, conted. No, it ain't you. Beat. Look, Gabriella, you're dating Sam. Here cause he's rich and cause you all in this house responded to the same advertisement for a house in Harvard Square for rent. I gotta hand it to you all, this is a many United Nations here. But no. Gabriella, you don't marry Sam. The person he marries is Eva Braun. Reincarnated in a new life. Gabriella. Shit. Arising and leaving. 104. Sam I Hamm. I'll be in my room. Baxter. Look, yeah, I do have the ability to get you all back in time to see Hitler, but I wanna explain something to you. Eva Braun is the Hollywood actress Laura Harmon. The Jewish Gen X bombshell. Sam. She was my wife in a former life? Baxter. Yeah, and let me tell you what else is strange. She's gonna be your wife in this lifetime as well. So now I'm like Marty McFly. I have the ability to introduce you to her through CIA connections to get you married to her. But here's the deal. She's loving, she's spiritual, and she's sensitive. You're a nerd, you're greedy, and you're not mature enough for her. Yeah, she's a comedian. But she's also got a serious side. And she doesn't want to be married to a jackass. Buddy boy, you got some serious growing up to do. Sam. Get me to Laura Harmon. We'll have her accompany all of us to see Hitler in that Argentine compound. Baxter. Christ. The shit this job requires. 105. A visitor in time. Dissolve to. Int. Polo Lounge, Beverly Hills Hotel, Beverly Hills, CA, 1998, day. Einstein and Sam arrive at the Polo Lounge's maitre d' station. Laura Harmon sits at a table alone in the distance, anticipating these two. Sam. Einstein, how do I look? Einstein. I care not a whit for superficialities. Neither I'm sure. Does Miss Harmon. Sam. She's a top-ranked Hollywood actress. Pointing. Look at her. She's a most fine physical specimen. Beat, straightening tie. Well, so am I suppose. Einstein. Be yourself. Beat. Come. Accost, Sir Andrew, accost. Einstein and Sam approach the table at which Laura Harmon is seated. Sam. Laura, thanks for agreeing to meet with us. I'm Sam Hamm, and this here's Albert Einstein. 106. Sam I Hamm. Sam and Einstein take seats at the table. Laura pinches Einstein softly. Laura. Wow, the real McCoy. Sam. As I'm sure the CIA told your agent, we have kind of a unique situation on our hands. I'm in the process of writing a novel about Einstein here time traveling at the K school. Laura. K school. Sam. Oh, the, Kennedy School of Government at Harvard. Laura. What does the Kennedy School specialize in? Politics. Sam. Yeah. Anyway, this is going to be really hard to tell you, and to be honest, I don't know how to do it. That's why, I brought Mr. Einstein here to meet with you. And me. Beat. Einstein, you tell her. Einstein. You tell your future wife. 107. A visitor in time. Sam. Einstein. Sotto voce. Shoot you up, you're unkinding the ride here. Beat. Listen, you tell her. Only don't tell her that. Einstein. That she's your future bride? Sam. Ian. Please. Laura. Pleasantly. Will one of you two please tell me? Einstein/Sam. Pointing at each other. He will. Einstein. I shall say nothing further until you speak first, Samuel. Sam. Oh boy. Here goes. Laura. It's like this, see. I'm Nostradamus Third AntiChrist. Laura. What? I was led to believe I was just meeting Einstein and a friend of his. 108. Sam I Hamm. Sam. And it gets even weirder. Nostradamus Third AntiChrist is the same Antichrist predicted in the Bible. Laura. So it's your job to speak out against God. Sam. Well, no. God does exist, because Einstein here communicates with God through telepathy. Beat. And he communicates with U.F.O.S. too. But anyway, it's my job specifically to speak out against the Pope preaching against birth control, because the population of this planet is on its way to 14 billion people and 400 million in America. Laura. Oh. And I thought my job was hard. Sam. Yeah, well, I'm sure it is. Being a top-ranked actress and all. But anyway, the CIA has offered to have Einstein, my friends at the K school and me go back in time to 1967 to meet Adolf Hitler in a compound outside Buenos Aires, and well, we need to borrow you to do this. 109. A visitor in time. Laura. F.L. Atley. You do realize I'm Jewish? Sam. Yeah, and so is Einstein here. But there's a reason why we need you. Especially. Laura. And what would that reason be? Sam. You see, this here's the hard part to explain. Long beat, breathes. Deeply, exhales. You're Eva Braun reincarnated? Laura. What? She was German, she was a Nazi, and she was Hitler's wife? Sam. Exactly. Laura. So if I'm Eva Braun reincarnated, who were you in a former life? Sam. Okay, Einstein, I spoke First. Now's your turn. Einstein. What we have here, Ms. Harmon, is a unique situation. All people are reincarnated when they die. Should you not believe me, research. 110. Sam I Hamm. Buddhism, as taught by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. One soul never dies. It simply inhabits different bodies in different lifetimes indefinitely. Sam. Yeah. The book Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh describes this beat. And since you're doing such a great job at explaining this, why don't you keep going? Einstein. You see, this gentleman before you was Adolf Hitler in his former life. And you were his wife, Eva Braun. Laura. Shit. Einstein. Adolf Hitler's soul was reincarnated into an elite German family in America. Sam. Nice elite German family. I'm not like Napoleon and Hitler. Laura. I'm the nice Antichrist. Laura. Jesus, what is this, an advertisement for 7-Up? 111. A visitor in time. Einstein. Yes, a nice German-American family. Laura. Okay. Beat. This is a little hard to believe. But I'm trying. In better spirits. This is a lot to lay on a lady the first time you meet her. I can understand all this. I suppose. Why do you need me? Einstein. Your future husband and you are going to travel back in time with me and his Harvard friends to meet Adolf Hitler. Laura. Pointing to Sam. And you're my future husband? Sam. Einstein. Softly, pleadingly. Help. Laura. Smiling. Well, you are kinda cute. But what on earth is a young Jew going to say to Hitler? Einstein. This is why we are here. Dissolve to 112. Sam I Hamm. EXT. Fort Hero, Montauk Point, Long Island, New York, 1998. Night. Super, Fort Hero, Montauk Point, Long Island, New York. A black van with tinted windows pulls up to the gate. Marines in uniform talk with the van's driver a beat to check identify cation papers, and then wave the van through. EXT. Fort Hero, Montauk Point, Long Island, New York, 1998. Night. The van pulls up to a nondescript brick building. The van's doors open, and out comes Einstein, Baxter, Laura, Sam, and the students. John von Neumann and A.L. Bielik approach. Von Neumann. Shaking hands. Albert, good to see you. And you? Must be Sam I Hamm. Sam. Shaking hands. Hi there. Who are you? Von Neumann. John von Neumann, formerly of the Manhattan Project. And this is Al Bielik, who works with me on Phase 4 of the Phoenix Project, which this time-traveling project is. Everyone shakes hands as Baxter Ad Lib introduces Laura and the students to von Neumann and Bielik. Von Neumann, conted. Here's the deal. We're sending you all to the year 1960. 7. Adolf Hitler has been 113. A visitor in time. Informed by the CIA you all are coming. Einstein, UNMS. Harmon here's safety is assured. Marines will be present as you all speak. Take as much time as need be with Hitler, and take careful notes for your book. Smiling. Can hardly wait to read this one. Beat. Anyway, once you are done meeting with Hitler, you will be transported back to today. You will only be gone a minute in 1998 time. In 1967 you will have as much time as you require. Sam. And I thought my girlfriend in high school got around. Einstein, you get around more than Amtrak. Bielik. Okay, we're ready to send you all back in time. Come with me. EXT. San Ramon Compound, Bariloche, Argentina, 1967, day. A USA. Marines truck with Einstein, Baxter, Laura, Sam, and the students pulls up to a compound's gate. It's guarded by Argentine soldiers. After the truck's driver shows identify cation papers, the truck enters the compound. EXT. Patio, San Ramon Compound, Bariloche, Argentina, 1967. Day. Einstein, Baxter, Laura, Sam, and the students stand ready to be introduced to an aged Adolf Hitler. He's one step away. 114. Sam I Hamm. From the grave by an Argentine soldier. Hitler sits in a patio chair in the distance, and there are 8 chairs near him in anticipation of his guests. The Argentine soldier approaches Hitler. Soldier. Sir, you are here. Hitler. Beat, looking at him brusquely. I know that. Soldier. No, I mean, you in your future life are here. Samuel Hamm from America is here with Evan Braun, now named Laura Harmon. Hitler. Those CIA rats. How dare they make Eva a Jew in her next life? Soldier. However, you are to be a rich German American. Silence. Well, at least he'll have spending money and therefore assured power in his next life. Soldier, conted. Furthermore, Albert Einstein is here. Hitler. I should have had the SS assassinate that Jew boy on the spot. Back in 33 before he and all. 115. A visitor in time. Those Jew scientists could flee to America. Laura winces in the distance. This was her former husband. Soldier. He is protected by American Marines. They are here to see you. With students from around the world. From Harvard University in America. Silence. Soldier, conted. Shall I send them forward? Hitler waves his hand around. Bring them forth. The soldier approaches the group. Soldier, conted. Adolf Hitler will now see you all. Laura. Swell. Sotto voce. Hi, honey, I'm home. How was your day? The group members approach and all take seats. Sam and Laura sit next to each other. Einstein sits next to Sam on his opposite side. Baxter and the students take the remaining seats. Sam. Trying to smile. Cheerfully. Well, let the games begin. Beat. 116. Sam I Hamm. I'm you. And you're me. See. I'm you reincarnated. And this. This is your wife, Eva Braun. Hitler clearly does not approve of all this. Sam, conted. What we have here is a unique situation. You see, you ruled During World War II, during a time of overpopulation, Hitler. Gruffalo y. Lebensraum. Einstein. To the students. That is German for elbow room and the need for it. Sam. Your solution was to cooperate with evil U.F.O.S. to have Germans become the chosen race to take over the planet Earth by killing off quote-unquote inferior races. This would have included Einstein here. And Laura Harmon, your wife. Reincarnated. Einstein. The world at the turn of the century rapidly faces a similar situation. It is overpopulated and is becoming environmentally degraded. 117. A visitor in time. Gabriella. At current growth trends, it will reach 14 billion people on the planet Earth by 2050. Sam. However, know this. Human evolution has been accelerated. When you look at us around the table here, you see we are better looking, taller, smarter, healthier, and will live longer than previous generations. Hitler. What do you think Joseph Mengele was working on in the concentration camps? We were working to create you all a master German race, as it has been in ancient times in Atlantis on the planet Earth long before recorded civilization. People think civilization began with the Egyptians. It began eons ago with Lemuria and Mu and Atlantis. Then those Aryans overpopulated the planet, and a cataclysm was created by UFOs. The U.F.O.S. thus started from scratch, and it took human evolution a long time to build up a civilization again. Baxter. The Central Intelligence Agency in America is working with U.F.O.S. as we speak. We're accelerating human 118. Sam I Hamm. Evolution for all humanity, not just Germans. Hitler. Gruffalo why? You do that because you have civilians from all countries living in America who become citizens. Jonas. Indignantly. Including blacks. Laura. Softly. And Jews. Hitler. You listen to me now? We did the best we could with what we had in the time period in which we did it. U.F.O.S. saw humanity as insects to be killed. Germans were intellectual, good-looking, cultured, patriotic. We had destiny before us. The rest of the world was inferior. If we were so wrong, why did U.F.O.S. come to us? Einstein. They came to you National Socialists because you all were as evil as them. Other U.F.O.S., like the Pleiadians, who are kind and benevolent, communicated with the American government to hold the evil U.F.O.S. at bay. But by then, it was too late. You had advanced military technology from them, and 119. A visitor in time. World War II was subsequently fought. Laura. And 6 million Jews died in the concentration camps, and over 50 million died in World War II. Those Jews were starved to death and tortured because of you. Hitler. You listen to me, Ger 1. International Jewish bankers were threatening to take over the world. They were threatening Germany. You are an American now, Eva. Laura. Laura. Hitler. Growing fanatical. Read Henry Ford's The International Jew. Read the protocols of the Elders of Zion. Jewish bankers threatened Germany. They threatened my country. Beat. And my people. Beat. It is a leader's job to lead the masses. People need to be led. You didn't live through what I did. The overpopulation. The threat of Jewish bankers bankrupting my country. You have no idea what patriotism is. And, you have no idea what power lay before us with our communication with UFOs. 120. Sam I Hamm. Baxter. We picked up where you left off. Germans came to America after World War II to help us face off against the Russians in the Cold War. We wanted Germany's military and civilian technology. And what we were able to do by communicating with U.F.O.S. is to continue to advance human evolution. Hitler. You say I'm wrong for what I did. Girl. You listen to him. Laura. But Americans did it humanely. The entire world has benefited, not just Germans. Hitler. And thankfully not just Jewish bankers, either. Laura. How dare you speak that way to a Jew? Hitler. Calmly. Eva, you always were a plaything. You never did understand. I married you for intimacy, but certainly not for your brains. Laura. You listen up, you. Today I'm a top-ranked Hollywood actress, and I am proud to say I'm an icon of my 121. A visitor in time. Generation, called Generation X. And I'll tell you something else. We Jews are leaders in Hollywood. Know why? We learned from you. We said if we could control the message being shown in movies, we could shape this world into a better place. And you know something, we have. Hitler. Eva, you amaze me. You finally learned to think. Beat. You are smart in your new body. I must congratulate you. But someone explain to me why you had to be reincarnated as a Jew. Baxter. I'll explain. It was an experiment with U.F.O.S. to see if we could get a rich German to marry a Jew born into poverty, a Jew who would become a top-ranked actress. Hitler. And this is the result, what I see before me. Her. Pointing to Sam. And him. Baxter. After the end of World War II, a time travel experiment was conducted based on a time travel experiment done by you all, the National Socialists. 122. Sam I Hamm. Hitler. Yes, we were time traveling. Bormann, Kammler, and Mueller were responsible for that. They reported directly to me. We traveled into the past, to the time of Jesus Christ, and to ancient times of Atlantis, Lemuria, and Mu. There we discovered Germans were the chosen people, not by God, but by U.F.O.S. because they wanted to reincarnate themselves into Aryan bodies. Baxter. Right. Well, America conducted our own time travel experiment. This time it was led by the folks who worked on the Manhattan Project. That was responsible for developing the atomic bombs dropped on Japan. Hitler. We had that technology first. We gave you that technology in return. For guarantee of safe passage of Germans to America after World War II. You in America made the decision to drop nuclear bombs on Japan to win the war. Then you agreed not only to rebuild the German economy for our cooperating with you as the war drew to a close, but also to rebuild the Japanese economy as a way of apologizing to them for the use of the bombs. 123. A Visitor in Time. Baxter. What we're looking to do now is to colonize the Moon and Mars to deal with overpopulation on Earth. It's called Alternative 3. Hitler. You've been communicating with the Russians to do this ever since the end of World War II. It is about humanity's survival should the planet Earth become environmentally degraded and uninhabitable. Einstein. Your solution was to line people up and shoot them in wars to prevent overpopulation. In 1998 there is peace around the world. Nations no longer fight each other, they cooperate. Hitler. To Jonas. So niggers are equal to Germans. Jonas. How dare you? Hitler. Looking at Laura. And Jews are equal as well? Lay. Proudly. And China is on its way toward becoming a superpower. 124. Sam I Hamm. Gabriella. And the Brazilian rainforest is becoming endangered from deforestation for lumber. And in the favelas overpopulation caused by a lack of birth control and a lack of education is rife. Without an education, people have nothing to live for. Laura. That is the lesson Jews can teach the world. Education comes first. Hitler. You people have benefited from the sacrifices and hard work of those who gave their all to make the 21st century possible. To Baxter. You bring me Albert Einstein. To Einstein. All you did all day, Mr. Albert Einstein, was think. I actually did. Einstein. It was how I thought, and what I thought about, and my communications with God and U.F.O.S. that will help solve 21st century problems. Hitler. And it was my hard work getting rid of insects of human life that cleared the path for future generations of more evolved beings. 125. A visitor in time. Like yourselves to inhabit the planet. You boy. Pointing to Jonas. You can't tell me that every nigger on the continent of Africa looks exactly as you and is as smart as you. You are a Harvard boy. A chosen one. Africa is destitute and overridden with human life. Jonas. Africa has problems, yes, but we shall overcome them with time. Hitler. And you, from China, you reproduce like rabbits, and you are poor. Lay. We have a one-child policy now, and Chinese are among the hardest working and smartest people in the world. Hitler. And you, boy, where are you from? Amen. Proudly. Belfast, Northern Ireland. Hitler. Are you Protestant or Catholic? Amen. Fearing the worst. Catholic. 126. Sam I Hamm. Hitler. And the Irish don't practice birth control and drink excessively and are lazy and stupid. Yes, yes, you too are a Harvard boy, indeed a chosen one too, but look at the mess and waste of population that Is Ireland. Beautiful countryside. But a waste of a population. Amen. Today Ireland is a part of the European Union, and today we have benefited from good jobs and economic growth precisely because we have the lowest cost of doing business in Western Europe. Hitler. Pointing to Sam. This leaves you. Or should I say me. Hitler. What of this Jew you are dating? Sam. Well, I was dating her. Pointing to Gabriella. And now, well, I don't know who I'm dating. Hitler. You, girl. Pointing at Laura. Are you going to marry him? 127. A visitor in time. Laura. I just met him. I don't really know anything about him. Hitler. My advice, boy, marry a rich German who will respect you and honor you. Not a Jew who only wants you for your money. Laura. Hey. I have plenty of my own money. I'm a successful Hollywood actress. Don't you dare tell him not to marry me. Look, I'll show you, you bastard. Maybe he and I will get married, and live happily ever after. How do you like them? Apples, fuckhead. Silence. Hitler. Calmly. 20 years ago, if you had said that to me, I'd have shot you between the eyes, girl. Beat. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall retire for a nap. Rising to leave. Good day. Hitler stares a beat at Laura, then Einstein, then at Jonas, then finally at Sam and leaves, accompanied by that Argentine soldier. Laura looks over at Sam. This is what he was in a former life? And now, is this thing she just saw going to become her future husband in a reincarnated body? 128. Sam I Hamm. Sam. Einstein, what now? Einstein. Now we will write out your manuscript and your speech that you will present at Harvard in December 1999. You usher in the new millennium. And Laura, you shall help write it? Baxter. Come, let's get going. Let's head back to the future. Int. Sam Hamm's bedroom, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998, night. Sam, Einstein, and Laura are scribbling away, drafting what is obviously a speech. Einstein and Laura make corrections, describing ad lib what they think should be included. And Einstein is telling him some ideas to exclude. The rough draft manuscript of the book Sam will write sits nearby on the desk, at least 1,000 pages. Finally, all three stop writing and take a breath or relief. The speech is finished. Einstein. All right, this is your speech you will present in December 1999. Quite good, I must say. You've learned much over the course of 4 months. Pointing to manuscript. There's your manuscript. Gesturing to speech. And here's your speech. You do realize what this means. 129. A visitor in time. Sam. Sadly. Time for you to head back to 1948, huh? Einstein. Precisely. However, I can time travel, you know. Perhaps I'll check up on you in the year 2030. You may be Secretary General of the United Nations by then, or President of the United States. And yes, Ms. Harmon, that would make you first lady if you were to marry Sam. Sam. Einstein. Please. Laura. Giggling. Who knows what the future holds? Einstein stands, and exits Sam's bedroom for the living room. Int. Living room, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Night. Einstein approaches Baxter, who's reading a book on Hitler. Einstein. Agent Baxter, it is time. The speech is complete. Time for me to head back to Princeton. Jonas. Seated, looking up from a book. You're leaving? 130. Sam I Hamm. Einstein. My work here is complete. It is time for me to return to the past. Besides, I have work to do there. I have to work with my colleagues at the Institute for Advanced Study, at molding the post-war era so that this moment in time can happen. It's not just about even today. With the turn of the millennium fast approaching, it's about the future as well. Lay enters and sees a serious conversation underway. Lay. What is going on? Jonas. Dejected. Einstein's leaving. Int. Living room, house, Dana Street, Cambridge, Ma, 1998. Night. Everyone is gathered in the living room. Sam and Laura stand next to each other, and Gabriella is seated next to Jonas and Lay. Baxter. Einstein and me, we leave tomorrow. I've arranged for a car to take us back to Montauk Point, where I'll take him back to the year 1940. 8. Amen. What then becomes of you? 131. A visitor in time. Baxter. Well, I go to work on a different assignment. That's the way it goes. In my profession, I'm like a global handyman. I go from assignment to assignment where I'm needed. Gabriella. We'll miss you, Einstein. Lay. We now know the past, present and future because of you. Jonas. And I have learned there is hope for all blacks in Africa. Gabriella. And the poor in Brazil. Amen. And we have peace in Northern Ireland today because people like you and Gandhi and Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela showed the path toward cooperation from Conflow ICT. Einstein. You are a good people around the world today. But you have much work ahead of you if you are to prevent overpopulation and environmental degradation. Laura. Sprightly. 132. Sam I Hamm. Sam's gonna knock 'em dead at Harvard in a year from now. And I'll see to it that he appears in a movie or two. Who knows, I bet I can even have his book become a movie. Sam. We gotta get over 1,000 pages. Down to the size of a book, and then down to the size of a screenplay. Laura. If they can do it for Mario Puzo's The Godfather, they can do it for your work too. Sam. I vote we celebrate. To Mr. Bartley's. Gabriella/Jonah/Lay/Amen. To Mr. Bartley's. Laura. Who's Mr. Bartley? Ext. Mr. Bartley's Hamburger Cottage, Harvard Square, Cambridge, Ma, 1998, Night, Establishing Shot, Int. Mr. Bartley's Hamburger Cottage, Harvard Square, Cambridge, Ma, 1998, Night. 60s music plays from speakers in the restaurant as the group laughs and talks loudly. Ad lib with burgers and shakes before them as they sit at a table near a poster of Albert Einstein. Sam eats a French fry with ketchup on it and gets ketchup on his cheek. Laura wipes the ketchup off his cheek. 133. A visitor in time. With a napkin. The camera pans around the restaurant to see the funky posters, including the signs that read Main Street and Hollywood. Mr. Bartley walks past and asks if they need anything. Int. Stadium, Harvard University, Cambridge, Ma, 1999. Day. Super, Harvard University, December 1999. Sam is at a podium, dressed in an expensive Italian suit. He appears very professional, very much a leader. He's changed from the nerd he's always been to the future leader he will become. Sam. And so, as we look toward the coming millennium, we do so with prosperity and hope, but also with warning and much work ahead. For the spiritual, it will be a golden age. However, this must be coupled with pragmatism. It is the longevity of humanity that is sacred, not every sperm and egg. For those who preach against birth control, the 21st century will be one of conflow ICT between them and those who do practice birth control. And we do know this. Now is the time to seize that which ages before ours have struggled for. Now is the time to set goals for having a one world government and for setting future generations up for societal wide contact with UFOs. Let us make it a goal to have such within 100 years. And, let us have the goal of colonizing the moon and 134. Sam I Hamm. Mars and having human beings living on these planets within 100 years. And on the planet Earth, let us have as a goal environmentalism that preserves the planet for future generations. Yes, there is much work ahead. But we know this. Where God walks, so walks humanity. I am Samuel Hamm. And I am your Antichrist. Thank you, God bless, and good afternoon. The crowd uproariously applauds. This has been his finest hour thus far in life. Laura rises from her seat next to Reverend Gomez and Harvard President Lawrence Summers and approaches Sam. She kisses him on the cheek, and they hug. The 21st century is in good hands. The end.